Today's show is brought to you by Lovable. Here we go.
Title Tuesday is all about speed, fast hands, fast minds, and split-second decisions that can make or break a game. David, Asbjørn, high five. 1 point for David. Welcome to Title Tuesday.
Looks like Farouche is almost getting it done on the board. Should still be a draw. He's losing now suddenly.
He's throwing a thorn into the white side, holding on here for dear life. The nerves are kicking in.
He's playing with Ghost, afraid to commit.
Did he lose on time?
The clock is his worst enemy right now.
Oh, look at this. He's trapped his own king in the corner. The black rook is hit as well.
Whoa, is this a blunder?
Checkmate is coming.
Well, Magnus Carlsen be back in Title Tuesday. Today it's game week 10 and only 4 game weeks remain in the autumn split before we have a winner of the first split. And of course, it's all about scoring those points in the Champions Chess Tour to qualify for the Esports World Cup. In the studio with me, as always, Grandmaster David Howell, our regular expert. And then our guest in the studio today is Asbjørn Steinskog. You guys know him as Asios. Welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here, finally, on this side of the camera.
Exactly. Now, many there at home might know Asbjørn as a streamer. You play a lot of bullet chess. Speed is definitely your favorite thing in chess.
It is my favorite thing. I almost only play like bullet, the quickest, because I'm not that good at chess. So
I wouldn't agree.
It's
being modest.
Then I can take it. The speed is my best.
Your forte, yes. Also a DJ. We often see you on Magnus's streams in the background. We even saw it in the video in the intro here. There is Asbjørn, a close friend of Magnus. What is your relationship like?
You know, it's like we've done a lot of, like when Magnus plays chess, sometimes you want some background music, and I show up with my DJ equipment. You ever see I'm sniffing his hair? It's become a meme. It's like I saw just comments like, why did the DJ sniff his hair? And so it's we've done a lot of streams, and of course Magnus likes to listen to Darude's Sandstorm. That has become a meme. I play a lot of remixes, so it was just a fun thing that that I'm in the background there, and everyone is wondering, what is this? Who is this guy in the background? Why does Magnus have a personal DJ and everything? And that's the answer. He just likes some background music when he plays.
Well, that's quite something to be. Magnus Carlsen's personal DJ. Now, we also saw some images of you here in the Take offices. You work with Take. You're a tech developer. Is this your dream job, Asbjørn, to combine work, chess, tech?
It is. It's everything I love combined. Even get to DJ here sometimes. So it's like all the things I like to do combined. Yeah.
I love it. All right. Asios is here with us. Maybe we'll do some DJing. Focus a little bit on music. I don't know. What's your favorite song to listen to while playing chess, David?
Mulan, I'll Make a Man Out of You.
Ever play that one?
No, never. But now I'll, if I DJ behind you sometime, then I'll bring it on.
We'll bring him into the Dave Cave and have him play some Mulan, some Disney.
Exactly. Yeah. Asbjørn's also one of the tallest men I've ever met, so I'm not sure there's space in the Dave Cave, but let's make it happen sometime.
We need a taller cave.
We need to design a cave that fits DJ Asios. All right, you guys. We are 10 minutes away from Title Tuesday, game week 10. It's, of course, all about Tuesday glory, winning each and every game week. It's also about scoring those points to qualify for the Esports World Cup. As always, the top 3 players from the Speed Chess Championship, the finals will be played next year, and also top 3 players from the Global Championship. They will each go directly to next year's Esports World Cup in Riyadh. Magnus Carlsen is already qualified as the reigning champion. He lifted the trophy in Riyadh this summer. But of course, the best way to qualify for the Esports World Cup is every single Tuesday. You can score points in Title Tuesday. The winner takes 10 points, and these are the current standings. The leaderboard in the Champions Chess Tour, Magnus Carlsen has so far scored 37 points. And we see all the big names up here. Hikaru, Alireza, Duda, Bortnik, Sarana, and Maxim Vachier-Lagrave, the top 7 since Magnus is directly qualified, is right now inside next year's Esports World Cup. And this is actually also the leaderboard in Split 1, in the autumn split. Title Tuesday now consists of 3 splits: the autumn split, winter split, spring split, and each split has 13 game weeks. And today we kick off game week 10 in the autumn split. Have they signed up yet? 62 players so far. Grishuk, the highest rated player so far. Lazovic is here. No Magnus Carlsen so far. No Hikaru Nakamura so far. No Alireza Furusha so far. Will they return? That is the big question. All right. And we're also very eager to see if players currently participating in the World Cup, will they sign up? Players are logging on from every corner of the world. And of course, it's all about Tuesday glory, but you can also score points for your country. Currently, India, the fantastic chess nation India, is on top. USA chasing only 1 point behind. All right, 5 players from each country every single game week score points for their countries. And will players participating in World Cup, will they sign up today? What's happening in the World Cup, David? It started a couple days ago, and today we kicked off round 2 with all the big names now entering.
That's right. We had world champion Gukesh entering. We had Arjun Erigaisi, Pragnananda, some other huge giants of chess, Giri, Wesley. So they're all playing. There's 128 title players in action at the World Cup today. The rounds, however, have finished. This was game 1 of round 2 at the World Cup. And the players finished a couple of hours ago, so they might be tempted to join if they want to stay fresh, if they want to kind of keep their minds on chess, or they might be just having dinner in their rooms, preparing openings. Who knows? These are some shots out there at the World Cup in India. A good friend Arian Tari appearing.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's. I think it's likely we'll see a few, but maybe not all of them.
Okay, we will keep an eye on that. Someone we definitely expect will be back today is Magnus Carlsen. He missed last week when he was playing the Clutch Chess Champions Showdown in St. Louis. And what a performance by Magnus, especially on that final day, David.
Yeah, it was called Clutch Chess for a reason. Points were skewed so that day 3 would be all important. Magnus was only just in the lead ahead of Fabiano Caruana going into the final day, but he was so dominant. He scored 5.5 points out of 6 games against Gukesh over the 3 days. He had a plus score against everyone. Actually, nobody else was able to score more than 50% other than Magnus Carlsen. And that's why he won the trophy, won a lot of money as well, and was a very happy boy.
A very happy man. He seems to be unstoppable, Magnus Carlsen, winning almost everything he participates in. But our viewers certainly try to give him a little bit of an extra challenge. Every week, you guys can vote for an opening that Magnus has promised he's going to play at some point during Title Tuesday. Clemens' opening. Asbjørn, is that a huge challenge for Magnus?
I think he can play anything. He's played worse openings before, and H3 is not like his favorite opening. You don't capture the center as you should do, but yeah, I'm sure Magnus can take it.
Let's see. He has promised he's going to play Clemens' opening at some point today. Still not here. That is Jakob, our head of social media, getting Magnus's room ready. But in the Dave Cave today, our guest streamer is none other than Andrew Tang, known as the Penguin, the fastest mouse in chess, his speed and precision online. It's legendary. Asbjørn, you know this guy. You know Andrew Tang.
I've been following him for years on Twitch. It's maybe the streamer I've been following the most.
Wow.
Because I like so much to see his speed. He's the quickest player in the world. Like in Ultra Bullet, Hyper Bullet, the quickest of formats, he is the best player. And we'll probably see some of his speed skills later, but it's just amazing to see. And years ago, he's been playing a lot against Magnus as well. They've been playing over 1,000 bullet games. And I remember like in 2017, 2018, Magnus was looking for a challenge in bullet. And even though he's much better than Andrew Tang in regular chess, of course, Penguin as it's called online, is so quick that they could play in like equal levels when they play hyper bullet and the quickest formats. So they played like 1,000 games before.
Incredible. It's going to be so much fun to follow Andrew Tang. He is 25 years old, a grandmaster from United States. But of course, it is in online speed chess that he really, really shines. He has 5 Champions Chess Tour points. He's won Title Tuesday twice in history, and he is ready in the Dave Cake. Big question, has he brought his own mouse?
I've had the same mouse for probably 10 years now. I take it everywhere. It still has the EWC sticker from when I was in Saudi Arabia this year. The cord is starting to lose its covering. The scroll wheel doesn't quite work. They don't even sell this mouse online anymore, so I managed to grab a few spare copies of this mouse. I think I'm on my 4th one, and this is the last one I have, so I'm really trying not to break this last mouse. Yeah, ever since I was a kid, actually, I really enjoyed playing bullet. But I was like 8 years old when I started to play bullet. Eventually I became one of the best. One of the things I think I'm the best at is like converting winning positions in time scrambles, even when I'm down some time. Never thought I would be playing so many games against Magnus when I was in high school. When we first started, I was in high school, so it was really crazy. Yeah, he's just such a strong player. I feel like I'm always under pressure on the board. I have the edge, I think, in mouse speed. So if I can survive, I have good chances. I want to be the best bullet player eventually. I also want to become better at all-time control classical too.
Incredible to have the Penguin here in the Dave Cave. We actually have a mouse cam on him, so we can actually see the mouse speed in action. And can we just take a moment to take a look at that skill set he has when it comes to the mouse? Wow, David.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was amazing. Like Asbjørn, I've watched lots of his streams, but this was the first time I met him in person, and I was standing in the back there just filming. I was gobsmacked, just jaw on the floor. It's another level. I can't even comprehend a brain that works that fast.
It's incredible, and we're going to see that in action for game week 10, 2.5 minutes to go. Every week, David Howell chooses 3 players that we have to look out for today. And who is it today, David?
Well, one of the names will be very familiar to our viewers. We'll start with Magnus Carlsen, who hopefully will be entering the Take studio any second. He's leaving us a bit nervous, making his famous last-minute entrance. Will he be able to get back to winning ways, coming back after missing last week's Title Tuesday? Next up, we have last week's winner, Alexander Bortnik, a bit of a fan favorite, someone who's had a tough time recently, losing his friend Daniel Naroditsky, but who stormed to victory last week with 10 points out of 11 after a 7-game winning streak. Can he keep it up? Can he replicate that success? And last but not least, Andrew Tang.
Hey.
And I felt a bit guilty going a bit lower here. He hasn't won so many Title Tuesdays recently, but he's definitely capable. And on his day, he can beat anyone, especially with the lack of increment here.
And with Andrew Tang in the building, it's going to be a lightning fast Title Tuesday.
Look at him, he's so excited right now.
Fantastic, massively better. Håvard, the 15-year-old from Norway.
Oh, stalemate. You can give up your rook. If it's taken now, the Black King is trapped and it's not in check. He might save himself, Sarana. He does. Stalemate saves him. Just as you say that, Esipenko, he pre-moves, he gets his pawn through. The black pawn now is making a new queen. It's a time scramble, but surely the checks with the black queen are going to decide this game. Pre-move time, pre-move central, 2 seconds versus 3 seconds. And second a queen appears, totally winning for black, but does he have enough time left to win it? 1 second each, who's going to take it? 0 on Bradley's clock. Look at those queens dancing, and Esipenko wins on time. He's going to get flagged, surely now. He needs to give checkmate. He gets checked himself, though. He's about to lose on time. No queen trade. Terry's going to flag him, surely now. 1 second. How long can you play on for 1 second? And Ashraf still fighting. Give to check. Drops his queen. And both got 0. Terry wins.
Get ready for those red clocks. Title Tuesday, game week 10 is starting in 10 seconds. We are waiting for pairings. Magnus Carlsen has joined. Hikaru Nakamura has joined. Fabiano Caruana has joined. We see the Top Guns ready to fight it out in game week 10. And we're waiting now for pairings for round 1. Remember, Title Tuesday every single week is 11 rounds of blitz chess, 5 minutes on the clock for each player. No increment whatsoever. We will see those red clocks. And here are the pairings. Belov against Hikaru. Hikaru starting out with the black pieces. Magnus against Punin. And let's jump into Magnus Carlsen's comeback to Title Tuesday after missing last week, playing Clutch Chess Champions Showdown. He won it in fantastic style. And here he is back in Title Tuesday.
Yeah, back in Title Tuesday, and he's played H3 on move 1, as he promised to our viewers. Magnus Carlsen, a man of his word. The Clemens opening, which I must admit I'd never heard of until today. He played the pawn to H3, followed by a pawn to G4. And don't try this at home, ladies and gentlemen, because he's only playing with pawns. The Black Knight, meanwhile, has moved a few times. And sooner or later, Magnus will have to fight for the center. But okay, fascinating opening. Not what Magnus would normally do. But here we go. It's going to be a fun one ahead.
He's up against Andriy Punin from Ukraine, a FIDE master at 38 years old. He enjoys playing Title Tuesdays. He's played every single game week in the autumn split so far. A peace sign from Andriy Punin here. He has the black pieces, and he has a huge challenge ahead of him against Magnus Carlsen. What do you think of this position so far, Asbjørn?
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad now after f6, I think. It's been, but of course it's, now he's starting taking the center again, but Punin has jumped a lot around with his knight. Knights on d7 and f7. Magnus had, yeah, G-pawn is gone, so it's going to be an interesting game. This can, this can really get into some action pretty soon.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Magnus. Wow. I was going to talk about the chess, but I think we should take a break from the board because his opponent looks very comfortable.
He looks chill. It's like, hey, you're playing Magnus Carlsen, maybe the best player in the history of chess.
I thought he was wearing a sombrero, but it's a pillow. It was.
It's a very strange kind of. Oh, it's probably a chair, but he's like lying down in the chair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting position on the camera from Andriy Punin. Is it an interesting position on the board? Magnus Carlsen is now better.
It really is a fascinating position on the board. A few moments ago, Punin was doing very, very well, but he did miss the right moment to strike in the center, allowed Magnus to develop his pieces. And if we look at the king situation, the black king very, very open in the center here. Very difficult to know where it's going either. If it castles to the right, very vulnerable. Lots of pieces to get out the way for the king to castle on the other side. Magnus's king, meanwhile, probably feels safer if it does now hide away. And at the moment, the queen cannot be captured. There is a pin against Magnus's king, so I'm expecting the king to run to safety. Not yet. Bit of a surprise by Magnus, putting his queen up, and Punin looks surprised too. But yeah, complicated middle game ahead.
All right. We did see Magnus Carlsen take a sip of that huge glass. You are the brain behind the vases, Asbjørn.
I usually bring him the glass, but yeah, now it seems like he's. Yeah, the thing with the glass is he needs his water, and the bigger the glass, the
happier Magnus.
The happier Magnus, yeah, of course. So trying to get him even bigger glasses, but it's the biggest one we had was a vase. So that's we gave him.
Yeah, and he's now massively better in the game. Did we see a blunder by Andriy Punin?
Yeah, I think a miscalculation. He thought that Magnus had blundered. He tried to open up this diagonal by throwing a pawn out the way. He's going to take this bishop next, but after Magnus castles, he's going to realize now, Punin, that this pin is decisive. Not many ways to defend this knight. Despite the fact he's up a piece, he's going to drop it back. And if you move your queen back into the center of the board, there will be a discovered attack. The white rook staring down at it. The white knight can jump out the way in a variety of to a variety of squares there. It can even take a pawn, open up an attack against the black queen, and we're going to see it play out. Magnus now needs to find the right square with his knight to attack the queen, to win this knight, and eventually the black king is the target. Lots of arrows there, but it's all about the central lines right now. And
doesn't knight f3 just win the knight, or didn't that work?
I think
with the discovered
discovered.
But this is probably good as well. Like oh, maybe not. No, the bar
goes
is
down.
back. The bar is down.
And
Wow.
look at Magnus's face. He's not super thrilled right now.
Asbjørn, you should be out there playing. Knight to f3 was a much better move. Retreating the white knight to this square was the suggestion, and that would have hit the black knight. The difference now is the black queen can simply move.
Should we check out what Magnus is saying?
Best case unnecessary. Worst case, it's jeopardized my win here.
And he's now talking about this knight move.
It's an interesting line here. Like here, knight d6, king f8, then f7, but then there's queen a3, intermediate move. I don't quite see it there.
Well, he certainly has Punin thinking now. Punin now under 2 minutes on the clock.
This is really tense. A wrong move, and it's going to be game over. Magnus Carlsen will win. The black king will be in too much trouble. But I think Punin chooses the correct one. This is exactly what Magnus was talking about, the knight jumping in. The black king probably now moving. Otherwise, the white bishop will be able to take this knight. Knight takes knight is the other candidate move. But there we go. Magnus was talking about taking this knight now, but wow, pawn to c4.
Okay.
Playing a quiet move, just a piece down. Very curious play by Magnus Carlsen, taking massive risks in game one.
But it's gaining a lot of time. It really makes Putin think. Putin. Not sorry about that.
He puts the pun in Punin.
That was not intentional.
And he's now better on the bar. Magnus Carlsen in trouble in round one.
Oh, wow, this is so complicated. You cannot take this pawn. It looks nice and juicy, but the black queen would lose contact with her knight. I think Punin should just be developing his bishop, getting into the game here, and he's just a piece up. Like, despite the fact the black king is weak, Punin is winning. But it's all about the clock, as Asbjørn said. Just no time left. 40 seconds, no increment to navigate a sea of chaos. It's not going to be easy here. Magnus is going to be gaining confidence by the second. Oh, 30 seconds. This is just, this is reckless clock handling.
And we see a blunder.
Exactly. He loses his knight in the center. He's trying to give some checks, but the white king will run.
Magnus Carlsen massively better, and he has loads of time. He is playing speedy so far.
Yeah, and it's just over now, suddenly on the board. Just that one moment of panic from Punin. He's dropping his rook. There's checkmating ideas with the white queen stepping forward. Too many threats. The black queen can only give one more check, but the white king will actually be safe to run further forward. 8 seconds, the clock goes red.
Oof. Would it be funny if he ran to h6 with the king and made it on g7, like the Nigel Short? But yeah, he's going to win on time, so...
Red numbers on the clock, and it's a win for Magnus Carlsen in a strange game. Round one, he takes the full point. Punin still looking comfortable. It is a loss for him against the world number one. Win for Magnus Carlsen. It's a win for Hikaru Nakamura, also in round one. And look at that, Andrew Tang has also won his game one in Title Tuesday, Game Week 10. This is still round one. Muradli with the white pieces. What are we seeing on this board?
Wow, we're seeing a very level endgame. It's rook and bishop, and 3 pawns each right now. And there we see Ivanitska. She's doing everything right. She's swapping off the pieces. She's much lower rated, more than 500 points lower rated online. But she's got a drawn endgame. I'm going to say it's difficult for black here, just because white has the passed A pawn. I think that makes it a little bit easier for Muradli, the Grandmaster, but very, very close endgame here to start off the tournament.
Fantastic to see a female player in action. Ludmila Ivanitska from Ukraine, another player from Ukraine, 18 years old, a national master with only a FIDE rating of 2041. But look at her. She is up here fighting with one of the top players. And she likes to play Title Tuesday. She's played 6 game weeks. This is her 7th game week in the autumn split. Can she score a win, or is it best of draw?
Oof. It's still possible that she wins this. I think it's more likely white does. If the rooks come off, for example, the white pawn will just step forward and become a new queen. Black's bishop is a bit silly right now as well, a bit blocked in. So I think her position's more difficult. She was up on time when we joined, but she's been burning that clock advantage. She's now down a couple of seconds. I have a feeling it's going to be a time scramble. Can she hold her nerve there? as the white king starts to enter. We see the bar starting to slowly edge up in white's favor. There's going to be a check. The white king's going to come in. You talked about that king activity in the previous game, Asbjørn. The king's now coming even further.
Yeah, I know she's down to 20 seconds as well. So, yeah, it's hard to defend in with such little time as well. So.
Oh.
She threw away one of her pawns just to give the bishop some breathing space, but that was panic. And okay, she's won the pawn back. She's back in the game. She needs to get her rook down and behind now. That's the only way to stop that pawn. 9 seconds though.
Clock's
Shouldn't be
going
enough.
red. Can she save it? Ivanitska. We don't see many female players.
Oh, does she swap rooks? She doesn't swap rooks. Maybe she could have done. That would have been very, very complicated. It would have been a pawn race. But here we see bishops being traded.
Okay.
White is ahead in the race with a rook check. Only move. The rook goes behind, and white makes a new queen. Key move. Only winning move now. He finds it Muradli. But it's all about the clock. Ticks down to 0. Heroic effort by Ivanitska, but she is now a queen down, and she's about to lose the game. There we go.
It's a win for Mohamed Muradli in a tough fight against Ivanitska, who goes down to 0 seconds on the clock. It turns red. That was round 1, and round 2 is starting right away. Hikaru coming from a win up against Wietik in the next round. Magnus will have the black pieces. And which one should we follow? Andrew Tang in the building. He is playing from the Dave Cave. He also won in round 1, the Penguin. But we're going to keep following Magnus Carlsen now with the black pieces against a Greek player.
And what will Magnus play as black? I was going to say, will he play h6? We didn't even force him to play this. This was not our viewers voting. Magnus is just in that type of mood. Not even sure what this is called. This is called the creepy crawly opening in some circles. I'm not sure what the official name is, but Magnus, he's playing on the flanks. Again, don't try it at home because he's giving the opponent the center. He's giving the opponent the advantage this early on.
2 moves. And the white player is much better already against Magnus Carlsen. Is this bravery from Magnus Carlsen? Is it arrogance? Is it just extreme confidence?
Yeah, you know, he won his first game, and white changed the winning plan. Maybe we'll go for 11 games with the h3. So I'm hopeful we'll see tons of games with h3 and h6 this tournament.
It's very brave. It could backfire, and then he might regret it. He's playing a very strong opponent, 2,800 on chess.com.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's now transposing somewhat into a normal opening, although he is allowing a check, which will force the black king to move. Magnus, it does feel like he thinks he can get away with anything. Only time will tell.
All right, now I'm going to attempt to say this name. Alexandros Papasimakopoulos is Magnus Carlsen's opponent. He's 29 years old and an international master from Greece, 2,800 on, and way above that on chess.com in Blitz Chess. And he loves playing Title Tuesdays. He's played 8 game weeks. This is his 9th game week in the autumn split. Can he actually beat Magnus Carlsen? He is better on the bar. Magnus playing some brave opening stuff today.
Yeah, and the opening now looks like a slightly weird Dutch defense, just due to the fact that the black pawn has stepped out to f5, which did weaken the black king. The black king was forced to move. It did cost white 2 tempi. I'm not going to attempt to say the name. It cost white 2 tempi there to bring the queen out with a check, to retreat her. But yeah, it does feel like it's worth it. Magnus, just the fact that he can't castle means his king is going to be a target for the rest of the game. And Magnus doesn't look happy on the camera as we see his opponents appear.
Yeah, and he can look happy. He is better, and he has a lot of trophies in the background. Papasimakopoulos.
Nice.
Your turn, Asbjørn.
I'm not going to try to pronounce that because I failed pronouncing Punin. So I'm not going to attempt this name.
I'll take care of the name. Papasimakopoulos, you guys take care of the chess. Is Magnus Carlsen in huge trouble?
He is. Who's the papa now? Papasimakopoulos looks like he's doing extremely well. The white king is so rock solid. This white knight is just glorious. It's on a square, it can never ever be challenged. White's just going to double up on Magnus's backward pawn here, which cannot really step forward. This is a horrible position for black. And Magnus doesn't really have any counterplay. This is, this is really playing with fire, Magnus, this early in the tournament.
Yeah, I guess he's regretting his opening choice now. Maybe it would have been enough with 1 h3 and not h6, but we'll see if he can survive this. And then, Yeah, it's it does look awkward for black's pieces there.
Yeah, and there is a saying that like sometimes you can get away with playing black openings when you have white, just with an extra tempo, even dodgy openings. But normally playing a dodgy white opening as black, a tempo down, that's reckless. So we'll see Magnus Carlsen, whether he can get out of this one. It would be interesting to see what he's saying, actually. Maybe we can listen in.
Yeah.
Just as he goes silent, commentators curse.
Just want to give up that pawn.
Okay, he's thinking about giving up a pawn.
For here.
You can tell the tone, though.
Bishop back and then return with the knight.
He's not enjoying it, Magnus. Low on energy.
Yeah.
He wanted to defend this pawn. He did hold it with his knight. He's just going into grovel mode, just retreat mode, keep everything covered, and he'll hope to turn the tide later.
Will he beat himself up if he loses this game because of this opening that he played?
It's very possible.
Yeah.
Very, very possible. Oh, there are tactics in the air now. Looking at this knight jumping forward. There are ideas against the black queen. There are ideas along this diagonal. This is very, very scary stuff. But the clock is ticking, and Magnus will hope to make up some of the time disadvantage. And if it comes down to a pure scramble, then it will just become a bit more random. His opponent does look like he's being a bit indecisive, though. The rook just came from this square. It moved, and then it moved back. Very, very odd decisions there. Losing 2 full moves with white. But I guess he can afford that luxury for now. Asbjørn, you know Magnus very well. I guess this is how he starts kind of motivating himself.
Typical, starts rerouting his pieces, and now you can see he's catching up on time as well. He was much lower on time, now he's catching up, and of course the time can get really important here at the end in the scramble. Starting to play really quickly here, so still, it still doesn't look really good, but he's catching up. I'm much more positive now than I was 1 minute ago.
Yeah.
What do you think, David? When you look at the position here,
I still want to grimace. I still feel something's off, something's wrong. But I know what you mean. He's in the game at least. A lot of maneuvering, and his opponent definitely doesn't look so comfortable as they repeat the position a couple of times. I don't know if Magnus will bail out. His opponent doesn't try to repeat. Wow, very brave.
Okay.
Okay, they were dancing around with the knights, but no more. White is building up for this pawn push to kick away this black knight, but it would come at the cost of weakening another pawn. So now the maneuvering continues. Both players locked in.
There's a lot of knight maneuvering here. It's
Oof, that's a brave move. Okay. Magnus, I think he's tricked his opponent. Now this rook is attacked, and if this rook moves, Magnus can take this pawn with his knight or his queen. There's suddenly some trouble, and Magnus looks relaxed for the first time in a while. That was a big, big miss by his Greek opponent.
Let's hear if Magnus is now happier. Oh, that was I put on. That was the other player. He was listening to music.
That's the thing. We don't even need the bar. We can just look at Magnus's face.
Yeah.
That would indicate whether he's winning or the position.
Oh. Suddenly he is better.
Took a sip of the solo, and now he's better. Yeah.
Take with the queen. Bishop c3.
You can just hear it on him. Yeah. Magnus, obviously he cannot see the eval bar, but he can feel it. He is on a roll, and now he is, for the first time, better in this game. He's also up on the clock.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The top players have so many different gears. Magnus, he started in first gear. He kind of went into reverse gear, started playing this weird opening. Then as the game went on, the maneuvering happened. He went up, sped up, sped up, sped up. He's accelerating now on the clock, accelerating the position. He's given back the pawn, but he's trying to trade off pieces and get towards safety. Still not ideal play by Magnus, but he has control. His opponent has an isolated pawn in the center. He'll hope to capture. And I'm very surprised the eval bar doesn't like this. Maybe there are some tactics in the air, but his opponent's playing so well after that mistake earlier. And the best move might have been dropping the bishop back to hit the black queen, rook trade, and Magnus is better yet again.
This is a roller coaster game. It goes up and down. The bar swings from side to side. It is now back to balanced. Who will win? Will we see a draw? This is only round 2 in Title Tuesday, Game Week 10. Magnus Carlsen has an advantage on the clock. Will he win this? Or can Papasimakopoulos cause an upset?
I think his opponent can force a draw with some knight checks. If he jumps in with a check, the black king is going to struggle to find some squares that don't allow the white queen forward. He retreats instead. Oh, the black king is still so open, though. A check on the diagonal looks very logical here. He has to keep the queens on. Papasimakopoulos has... okay, he does allow a trade, but he's winning the pawn back. And Magnus is going to have to grind out an endgame that looks anything but simple. This pawn is hanging. Don't take it yet, though, because of a nasty knight check, as the white king would be caught in a mating net. He retreats. Oh, this is a 50-50, but I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking that gives Magnus Carlsen the edge.
Yeah, this is going to become a time scramble, and only 20 seconds left now, so got to start speeding up.
How is Magnus' speed, Asbjørn?
He is quite fast, but compared to Andrew Tang and the quickest players, they are much quicker than him again. So if it's down to like seconds, then there are a lot of players that are quicker than him, but he's not slow. So I'm not sure about Papasimakopoulos' speed though. So we'll see.
When this bishop move is going to clinch it, this is going to be a nasty checkmate. Unstoppable now. Magnus leans back, sips his drink. He's caught his opponent's king in a mating net. That's due to the clock. Such a heroic effort by his opponent, but Magnus gets there in the end.
It happens in a time scramble. Magnus Carlsen was in trouble in round 2, but he takes the win. Eventually a full point and 2 out of 2 so far for the world number 1. Magnus Carlsen is drinking from a coffee mug. That's something we rarely see. Game 2 for Magnus Carlsen and 2 points so far. It's also another win for Hikaru Nakamura, 2 out of 2. I think I saw Fabiano in trouble, but Fabiano Caruana has also scored the full point here in round 2. And I think the same happened for Andrew Tang. A point for him as well. Alexei Serrana is still playing. All right, so not the best start for Magnus Carlsen, or how would you describe it, David?
Shaky, to say the least. I think we've all been there. Like when we start tournaments, we sometimes feel rusty. Magnus, he had a long journey back from St. Louis. Probably was just having a bit of fun, but pushing the boundaries, testing your luck. You want to get that out the way soon, and the fact that he survived that might actually be helpful for him long term. He'll feel he can get away with anything now.
And round 3 is starting. Hikaru Nakamura will play with the black pieces. Magnus is up against Kuzada, another difficult name here in round 3. We're going to jump into round 3 every single Tuesday. 11 rounds of blitz chess, 5 minutes on the clock, no increment. And let's check out Hikaru. He also missed last week because of the Clutch Chess Champion Showdown. He's making a comeback. He's on 2 out of 2. This is round 3.
And here we go. It's the English opening from the Indian Grandmaster here. It's basically a reverse Sicilian, where white fianchettos very quickly. Hikaru tries to build a big pawn center, but white gets there first. White strikes, and there are 2 moves. You can step forward, or you can take this pawn. He allows the white queen to come forward, and this knight on the edge is going to support the black bishop coming out to attack the white queen. This is still very well-known opening theory. This shows Hikaru really respects his young opponent. And dropping his bishop back now, he's going to get castled. It's going to be a very stable middle game. But this is Hikaru's kind of A-list opening repertoire, so really, really determined to win here in round 3 as black.
He is up against Mitrabha Guha from India, a grandmaster, 24 years old. Definitely loves online speed chess. He almost has a rating of 3,000 on chess.com. And he scored 8 points in game week 2. He is definitely capable in Title Tuesdays. Maybe capable of beating the best of them all, Hikaru Nakamura, who's won Title Tuesday 106 times in history, you guys. He is fighting to win it for the 107th time today. And here he is joining on camera, Hikaru Nakamura. He's on 3,400 now on chess.com, Hikaru. I saw that he took over the first place from Magnus. They keep shifting. It's Magnus on first place and Hikaru second, and then they shift. But 3,400.
Yeah.
What a massive rating.
Hikaru also is, of course, among the best bullet players in the world. He's one of the quickest as well. He has like the speed and the skill, so it's he's dangerous if it comes down to the scrambles.
Yeah, full-time GM, part-time farmer. Just that rating, I think, it's pride and joy for him, right? He loves boosting that rating.
Yeah. And no funny openings there. Now they're back to regular openings.
And I can confirm Magnus Carlsen played one A3
Oh.
during this round, so he's in a trolly mood.
Oh, yeah. If he had lost the previous game, it probably would have been over, but now he can continue.
He can keep going. Magnus, he's just looking for some fun. I guess he's at the top of the leaderboard. He's already qualified for the EWC. Hikaru, meanwhile, much more serious, getting the job done. Look how strong his pawn is in the center here with black, just cutting the board in half. He's going to line up his queen against a backward pawn. Actually, he finds an even stronger idea, bringing his bishop out now to kick away the white queen. And wow, Hikaru started so strongly, so confidently in this event this week, and up on time as well. Do you notice Magnus and Hikaru, they always seem to have 20, 30 seconds extra when they enter the time scramble. They always seem to kind of keep that in reserve, and probably no coincidence that they win a lot of games on the board and on the clock.
Yeah. Two players incredible on the board, also on the clock. And here we have Mitraba joining on camera. This is round 3 in Title Tuesday Game Week 10. We only have this one and 3 more game weeks to go before we announce a winner of Split 1. The winner takes an additional $5,000 and of course scores a lot of points in the Champions Chess Tour in the hopes of qualifying for next year's Esports World Cup. That will of course be very important for Hikaru Nakamura to qualify for Esports World Cup. He is now better on the bar.
I see Hikaru was shaking his head. It doesn't look so confident, but he's probably just calculating lines. So he has no reason to be unhappy here.
What would you expect? I bet you never DJ'd behind Hikaru Nakamura.
No, I haven't. I haven't met him actually. Or maybe during Norway Chess, but not like, he probably doesn't know.
Knowing him, but knowing him as a player, looking at him on the camera, when you check out his streams, what do you think his music taste? What kind of music would you play behind Hikaru?
Oh, yeah, he's a quick player, and when you're a quick player, you need quick music. Maybe some techno. Maybe we could try that. I'm not sure he's in the... Actually, I wouldn't think he's probably more of a jazzy player. With his... I'm not sure. Can we? I was supposed to ask if we can tune into his music, but we can't do that. But of course, we should ask him sometime.
We could ask the chat though. Do you guys know?
Yeah.
Or what do you think? Tell us on the YouTube chat, Twitch chat, whether you're watching Chess.com, take, wherever you're watching. Let us know, what do you think Hikaru Nakamura would like Asios to play if he DJ'd during his streams?
But the usual thing, at least when I play, sometimes I play myself. I play chess while DJing, and then the quicker the chess, the quicker the music. So that's the rule for when I play myself, at least.
Every time I've tuned into Hikaru's stream, it's always ABBA. It's always like
Really?
the winner takes it all, or voulez-vous, or...
So he's about the lyrics. You want to like listen to the inspirational things.
It's all quite chilled, just I think mostly pop.
Yeah.
In the meantime, he disappears. Maybe he disagreed with my suggestion. Hikaru, he has traded off a couple of pieces. He hasn't been playing the most accurate moves. He could have cashed in earlier by taking a pawn in the center when the moment was right, before the white bishop landed on this diagonal, and he was winning a pawn, Hikaru, but he's let things slip, and it's looking very, very level now, at least to my eyes, but the computer even prefers white, probably due to this phenomenal bishop in the center of the board. It can take the black knight at will, if you want to simplify, but most likely you just keep it there, you build. You start moving your rooks forward, you start doubling up your rooks. Hikaru doesn't look happy at all with how this game is going, and we talked about his time advantage. He's now down on the clock. This is not good news for Hikaru suddenly.
He is in trouble on the board. He's in trouble on the clock. This is only round 3, but he is up against a super strong player. Grandmaster Mitraba from India is taking on Hikaru Nakamura, and he's much better on the bar.
Oh, India at the top of the standings in Title Tuesday. They have 17 players at the World Cup. By far the nation with the most depth at the top of World Chess right now, and he's doing everything right, Mitraba. He's building up, he's getting ready to double his rooks before opening up the center. Very patient. It's all about these two pawns. Someone's going to blink, someone's going to capture the other pawn, but you want to do it on your own terms. You don't want to rush. And Hikaru, can he keep his nerve? Can he keep the tension? He just can't find any useful moves. It's impossible to move this knight forward. The queen is a bit stuck, the rook's therefore a bit stuck. He does shift one of his rooks away. Maybe some ideas of taking this bishop. taking the pawn, opening up his own bishop here on the long diagonal. But Mitraba stays consistent. Hikaru looks really unhappy. Will this continue? Will this trend of the game keep going in White's favor?
Hikaru Nakamura is in trouble in round 3. Magnus Carlsen is not in trouble. He is better in his round 3 game. Andrew Tang is in a winning position against a great player, Spar, in round 3. Oh, and did we see a blunder by Mitraba?
We did. I think he simply forgot that this move came with check, and look at the pain on his face, Mitraba. And he's in Mitrable right now because this check not only hits the white king, but helps black to take this pawn in the center next. Attacked 3 times and only defended twice. Hikaru smiling again, 2 pawns up.
It's looking good now for Hikaru Nakamura. It seems to always work itself out for Hikaru Nakamura. He's in trouble in many games, and then clock start ticking and Hikaru wins.
Yeah, best defender in world chess, I feel. And yeah, he somehow keeps his nerve. His opponents get nervous when they hit the 1 minute mark. Hikaru doesn't.
Yeah, that's probably, he knows he's the quickest player. So when they get down to 1 minute, then one of them's gonna, blunder, and usually it's the opponent.
Yeah.
Well, meanwhile, it's turning in Magnus Carlsen's game. He is now struggling against the Mexican player Quesada that he is playing right now. All right, bar is back to balanced. Stuff happening for Magnus Carlsen. A lot of interesting stuff so far. We're only in round 3 here in Game Week 10.
Yeah, this is fascinating. Just the dynamic, the chase that's always on between Magnus and Hikaru. It seems like they motivate each other to play well. Hikaru here is going to get the win, most likely. Despite the clocks both ticking down, because his moves are easy. Push, 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 promote to a new queen. This is game over, but maybe we'll get a chance to peek into that Magnus finale in a moment.
Clocks are ticking down. Asbjørn, you are a bullet player and an ultra bullet player. What is your best tip to keep calm when clocks are ticking down?
Well, sometimes, like when you're down now, it's usually good to not keep calm. You're just gonna play, just ignore everything, play as quickly as possible. But it's, of course, it's depending on whether there's still something to play on in the position. Sometimes it's just down to playing as quickly as possible, as we saw Penguin or Andrew Tang as the mouse skills. Sometimes it's just down to the mouse skills, and that's something else. That's when your only speed matters. And the thing with Hikaru is like good at both. He can play good chess and quick chess. So it's with time management, and he wins. Yeah.
It is a win for Hikaru Nakamura. He takes it in the end. When clocks start ticking, Hikaru Nakamura wins. That's usually the story. And here he takes it, and he goes up to 3 out of 3 points. Good day so far for Hikaru Nakamura. This is Andrew Tang playing from the Dave Cave.
Wow, and Andrew Tang is down a second, and he's down a knight. Can he hold on? Black's about to make a new queen. We're going to watch that mouse, because 1 second versus 2 seconds. It's so difficult here. That check. Can Andrew keep up?
Come on.
He's down on time,
No.
and Andrew loses on the clock.
No, the speediest player in chess loses on the board and eventually on the clock. Heartbreak for Andrew Tang, but he's up against Spar, the Polish grandmaster, who always does well in Title Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's hard being down a piece and you have to defend the game there, but it looks like you would almost be able to fight back on the clock, but then they were both down to 1 second, and it didn't work out.
It didn't work out. It's a loss for Andrew Tang, but that was only round 3. He has won 2 games so far and can still make a comeback in Title Tuesday. Round 4 is coming up. It's Hikaru Nakamura against Benjamin Bock. Magnus Carlsen will have the black pieces against Domchenko. Fabiano Caruana against... I didn't see how he did, actually, in the previous round. He did win. Fabiano Caruana is also on 3 out of 3 points. We're jumping into this round 4 game. Magnus Carlsen with the black pieces. He was in a little bit of trouble in round 3, but he won the game and is on 3 out of 3.
Yeah, and Magnus has had enough of pushing his A-pawn, his H-pawn on move 1. He's back to mainstream openings. This was now he plays H6 as he sips from that giant container of water. And he's back to the mainline openings. This was a Sicilian. It looks like he's going to get an isolated queen's pawn in the near future. There will be a trade of these 2 pawns. But, very, very classical stuff. Just as I said it, H-pawn, then A-pawn. And now he's going to bring out his knight next, Magnus Carlsen. He's playing very, very classical form of chess here as we see his opponent appear.
Ah, that's Anton Demchenko from Slovenia, 38 years old, a grandmaster with the FIDE rating of 26-28. That's also actually his peak rating. So he's playing some good chess these days. On chess.com, look at that. He's above 3,000. Someone who definitely can cause some trouble to Magnus Carlsen. And look at that. He's already better on the eval bar in this game.
Yeah, it's essentially because black will have a slightly worse structure here. Magnus doesn't mind playing with isolated queen's pawns. He defends them very actively. He knows which endgames are acceptable, which ones to avoid. This is a small target. Computers love playing against it. But yeah, Magnus won't mind so much. Demchenko, especially while he was playing for Russia, I thought he was so underrated. Like he was nearly winning the European Championship year after year, despite being 2,500. And
wow.
Now finally he's hitting his peak, despite not being so young anymore. And nice to see. He's a very dangerous opponent. He once crushed me in like 20 moves in classical chess, which not many people do. So yeah, not an easy game. That's why Magnus is back to his best openings.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, it's a challenge for him then.
Yeah, you can't play your joke openings now that your opponents are over 3,000. Then it's time to back to your serious openings.
Yeah, and Demchenko did score 7.5 points last week in Title Tuesday. Ended up in 38th place. So this is someone who definitely can beat Magnus Carlsen. What is your FIDE rating, Asbjørn?
It's around 1,900, but I don't actually play. It's been the same since 2010 because I only play bullet and online chess, and you don't get FIDE rating there. So it's classical chess. It's too slow, you know, playing hours.
So basically, with everything you do in streaming, DJing, working with Take, being a friend with Magnus Carlsen, going to all these chess raves and everything you do, playing over-the-board chess is not on top of your priority list anymore.
Not at least classical over-the-board chess. I enjoy blitz over-the-board and rapid even, but the classical ones where it takes a lot of time and I played a lot of classical chess before, but it's I don't have time for it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And when I talk about this guy being busy, you guys, he really is, and you know everyone in chess, it seems like. Whenever we get a guest here or we talk about someone in the chess world, streaming world, Asbjørn's like, yeah, I can contact that person, I know him. Or celebrities in Norway hanging out with people, board game nights at Asiel's place. You are a busy man.
Watch a lot of streams, and there are a lot of chess players there, you know.
And in the meantime, there has been a trade of one set of knights, a trade of one set of pawns, but the question is, whose pawns are better placed right now? White lost a bit of pawn shelter in front of his king, as the black bishop was able to lurch forward and grab a pawn. Black lost his isolated queen's pawn, so maybe trading off his weakness for an opponent's strength there was a good transition for Magnus, but white's pieces are very nicely centralized, and I'm expecting the white queen now to step out. Nope, he drops his bishop back instead, and keeps it nice and safe, not able to trade that piece off now. Yeah, I have a feeling Magnus is happy-ish, especially due to the clock situation yet again, but still yet to be seen whether he can really carve out an advantage or create anything special. The move the white wants to play is this one, so Demchenko will be calculating whether he can get away with it. Ideas of even taking this knight due to a pin on the diagonal, but he brings his queen out to a different square instead, asking the black knight to re-enter the center of the board to hit that piece. And yeah, I have a feeling this will be, again, a typical Magnus wait, patience, and when his opponent's under the 1 minute mark, tactics.
And he has a huge advantage on the clock already.
And also that queen is cornered. Nobody likes a cornered queen. It's quite strong on the diagonal, helps its bishop, keeps an eye on the white king, keeps it nice and safe, but does make an odd impression. I'm expecting Magnus to play moves such as b5 maybe in the near future, just to try and undermine white's structure with a very strong pawn and bishop combo.
It's weird because white centers kind of look kind of strong, but then there are probably so many like holes. I was imagining something like getting the rook in the d file and with moving away the knight or the bishop. There are some threats there, but I guess yeah, there are some knight f3 ideas. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So, Magnus plays my move and the bar drops. Typical.
I wonder what was the best move there, because it was hard to find something.
The best move for Magnus would have been to drop his bishop back just to prepare some potential knight checks, but now it's getting complicated. Demchenko finding a very good move to try and trade off the knights. And Magnus cannot really take this knight yet, just because after a trade, the white bishop will replace it with a skewer on the diagonal. So Magnus forced to move his rook. Yeah, this one's very, very tense. Demchenko is playing very, very well. And Magnus has lost some of his time advantage, but still up a bit of time on the clock.
In the room next to Magnus Carlsen in the David Cave, Andrew Tang has made a comeback. He won in round 4 after losing on the clock in round 3. He's back. The Penguin already. That's a quick win for Andrew Tang.
The Penguin is flying.
Yeah.
Can they fly?
I don't think so. I
No,
think that's like the only bird.
Yeah. But yeah, I think so, yeah. But Andrew can fly. So
But Andrew can fly.
And this position, Magnus is trying to trade off the bishops. And very tempting to take this piece because Magnus would be left with an isolated pawn in the center. But there would be an attack against the white bishop behind and a newfound attack against this pawn. So a bit of a dilemma for Demchenko. Probably he shouldn't touch anything. Maybe just centralize the white queen, bring her out to a more active square. Instead, he pushes a pawn on the other flank. That pawn is vulnerable. Probably can't take it yet because the black queen is forced to defend her bishop. But Demchenko trying to play on all sides of the board, trying to save it in an endgame. That's brave. Going into an endgame against Magnus Carlsen. Actually dropping a pawn against Magnus Carlsen. Not normally good news. Black also has this outside pass pawn. So if the queens disappear, rooks disappear, this black pawn is going to win the game. Magnus now must be a big favorite here. He's going to get his king out. He's going to, at will, take this pawn and go into a rook endgame. Probably you don't want to rush it, but Demchenko's going to have to defend this forever. Can't see him holding it.
No. Also, yeah, down a minute on the clock. So and Magnus is just.
Magnus is too strong.
Okay. Offers a rook, but the pawn. So running, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be 3 connected pass pawns for Magnus Carlsen. Bishop and 2 pawns, normally equivalent to a rook. Bishop and 3 pawns, just too strong. And 1 pawn will keep the black king sheltered. The other pawns will hold each other's hands and march down the board. And the white king cannot actually get over into the corner to block those pawns. Very, very important detail. This would be a draw, by the way, if Demchenko could give up 1 rook for this pawn and maybe another pawn, and the white king could sit in the corner in front of in front of the black h pawn alone. But that's just impossible.
It's looking good for Magnus Carlsen in round 4. I can see him talking to his viewers. Let's.
Management actually gets punished now.
Still fighting,
To a
but
much
yeah, now
larger
the
degree than it did before.
third pawn is gonna come rolling.
It's
so-
just more demanding.
just gets
Yes,
his king
he
in
did
there
play
and then
a
it should
good
be
game,
over.
Yeah.
but
Magnus Carlsen wins in round 4. He's on 4 out of 4. This is Fabiano Caruana, world number 3, in huge trouble here in round 4. Is he losing this?
Fabi is dead lost, but his opponent needs to be accurate. The opponent's king runs away. Very clever choice of square. The black king now is within the box of the white pawn. Don't take this knight, though. Or maybe you can take this knight. You have to work it out. You don't want to be left with an A pawn and bishop of the wrong color. He left himself with a B pawn that promotes on a light square. That's very important. Fabi now is doomed. The white pawn disappears. The black king is going to come over to shoulder barge its opponent's king out of the way. Black's going to make a new queen. Fabi resigns. Wow, first surprise of the round.
Yeah, it's a loss for Fabiano Caruana up against a FIDE master, Semen Novozhilov from Russia, born in 2010. He's only 15 years old. And he beats Fabiano Caruana. Maybe one of the highlights so far in his chess life. A huge win for that 15-year-old against Fabiano Caruana. So it's trouble for Fabi. We're done with 4 rounds, 1 game still happening. But we do see 6 players now on 4 out of 4. Spar, Magnus is on that list. Hikaru on 3.5 points. 1 draw for him so far. But Magnus Carlsen is up there. All right. That was round 4, you guys. Wow. Already a lot of swinging on those bar. Already some red clocks. What do you think so far, Asios?
Yeah, it's been really exciting so far. We've seen everything we can wish for. Magnus
Yeah.
with some weird openings, Magnus getting better, almost losing a game, then getting back, and yeah, it's enough action so far.
Yeah, and much more to come. We're only done with 4 rounds in Game Week 10, the Premier League of Chess.
Here we go.
All right, you guys, look at this. Hikaru, he finished with a draw against Benjamin Book in round 4. 2 top players, not a huge upset in that one. We're gonna take a look at some of the action that has happened so far. What's been the highlight for you so far, David? The opening choices by Magnus?
Probably. Normally I would say time scrambles, but I think it's just the fact that Magnus is freestyling, so full of confidence right now. Magnus is going to be thrilled as well with Fabi dropping points, Hikaru dropping a draw there. It just feels like Magnus, he's done it the hard way, but it's all worked out and he couldn't have written it better.
I have to say, like, only 7 players on 4 out of 4. At this point, we often see more players on that perfect score. It's going to be a tight Title Tuesday, this one.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult to get 11 out of 11, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, normally a smaller field means that the winning score is actually lower, just because you can afford a draw or 2 and still fight back later. So we'll see. Magnus has made himself a big favorite, but Hikaru, of course, not far behind.
He's not far behind. Much more action to come, and we're going to take a look at an action replay, one of our favorite moments so far in Game Week 10. This one is presented by Lovable.
And this was Hikaru Nakamura in round 3. He was in trouble earlier in the game, and this was the moment, this pawn push. We see the bar swing, big blunder from Mitraba. He forgot that after a trade in the center, the white king was hit. That is a very important check. Hikaru got out of jail. He wins a second pawn in a moment. That king hit and was able to work his magic a bit later. Very important. It just turned in one move. Hikaru was worse. Then he was suddenly winning. And poor Mitraba. This sometimes happens in blitz chess when you try to rush a little bit. And Hikaru showing off all of his mouse skills that you talked about earlier, Aspen, towards the end of this game.
Yeah, it's being low on time against Hikaru. It's really tough, and now we see how that usually goes. Yeah.
It was eventually a win for Hikaru Nakamura. He is on 3.5 points after 4 rounds, fighting to win Title Tuesday for the second time in the autumn split and score 10 important points on the Champions Chess Tour. And also, if it is, of course, all about winning the autumn split as well, we are in Game Week 10. There's only this one and 3 more game weeks until we have the winner of Split 1. All right, the action is starting again soon. We just took a look at an action replay presented by our partner, Lovable. Round 5 is coming up. What do players usually do when they have these? So twice during every Title Tuesday, there's a little bit of a break. What do players do?
I normally sit there because I'm always scared that if I disappear,
Yeah.
I'll come back too late and miss the round, lose some time on the clock. I know Magnus uses that as a bathroom break or a chance to get some snacks. Aspen, what would you do in a short break between a tournament like this?
Probably a bit too late back, but that happens to Magnus often. He's having a break, going around, maybe talk to some people, and then he'll be too late, and then the round is started. But that's what happens. We see that sometimes after a break.
We definitely see that. Players are getting ready for round 5. Anna Crumling is playing again. She keeps playing Title Tuesdays. We love to see that. She has 2 wins so far today. She won in round 4, also 2 losses, but 2 points. It's looking out to be a good day for Anna Crumling. Same for Magnus Carlsen on 4 out of 4. And our streamer guest in the Dave Cave today, Andrew Tang, is on 3 out of 4 points. And he still has chances to win Title Tuesday. The speediest player in chess.
I actually told Andrew that he could play some bullet in the break if he got bored, but I'm not sure they can actually do that. But maybe.
He looks like he's busy playing, Andrew.
Yeah, maybe.
Super focused.
Yeah.
Earlier when I came into the office as well, at some point I said, "Oh, food is ready. You can eat before Title Tuesday starts." He was like, I don't know, I'm busy playing chess. Thanks, though. Just telling me to get out while he was busy playing some Bullet.
And he as well. So we talked about you being a busy man, but Andrew Tang is also a busy man. He is one of the top players in the world. He is definitely one of the top players in online speed chess. But he has a full-time job on the side, and he's gone to college. He has an education. This is only his hobby, basically.
Yeah, it's his hobby, and he's like one of the top Bullet players in the world. He was here yesterday playing Bullet for a couple of hours, and he was winning like 20 plus games in a row against another 3,000 plus players. So the level is just insane for this player, yeah.
And you told me that's called double adoption.
Double adoption, yeah. Adoption is if you beat a player 10 times in a row. So double adoption. So he was going for triple adoption, but that didn't quite work against a 3,000 player. But it's just, yeah.
Incredible. Andrew Tang, a busy man, and he's doing great in Title Tuesday Game Week 10. This is Magnus Carlsen, also doing great in today's Title Tuesday. This is round 5. He's on 4 out of 4 so far, up against Mozart.
And Magnus starts in a very flexible way. He now occupies the center. He started with 1 G3. Now he's fianchettoed his bishop. I'm expecting him now to decide whether to step forward with his pawn or just defend that pawn. He does go forward. And now he's likely to push this pawn forward as well. Connect his pawn chain. Okay, he goes for the center first. He goes to the other connect 4. Go on, Magnus. I was going to say, make the pyramid. Push the other pawn forward too. It's all about the dark squares for Magnus. It's a French defense pawn structure against a French player, and Magnus, yeah, it feels like he's in his comfort zone right now.
It definitely does. A smile on his face. He looks comfortable up against Grandmaster Mozart, Jules Mozart from France, with a rating of 2,600 on the FIDE standard rating list, but on chess.com, blitz rating of almost 3,100. Incredible in this format. He likes to play Title Tuesday. Last week he scored 5 points, but he's had 2 game weeks with 8 points. Someone who often is in the top in Title Tuesdays. Already, though, slightly worse here in this game.
Yeah, and give Magnus space, and he'll seize it with 2 hands. And by space here, I'm talking about this E5 pawn. It's the French defense structure that we talked about. Literally everything, all the pawns on dark squares for Magnus. And now he's going to switch focus towards the black king. Due to that pawn, you kind of cut the board in half. You take away some key squares from the black pieces. Magnus will try to develop his remaining kind of soldiers here. And then he's going to push the h-pawn forward, try to loosen black up. And it's a very long kind of long play attack here. You need 3 or 4 steps to build it up. But in the meantime, black is suffocated slightly. Black struggles for air and has to play just on this flank on the queen side. So the knight's coming. I like that move by Jules Moussard. But Magnus definitely enjoying his position.
Hikaru Nakamura is playing with the black pieces in round 5 against Milos Bar, a great player. And I will check Andrew Tang as well. Who is he up against here in round 5?
Yeah, Magnus with knight G5. Is he going for an attack here, maybe?
Yeah, it feels like he's trying to do caveman chess, I was going to say, threaten some checkmates.
Yeah.
The knight gets kicked back. I think he's just clearing a path for his queen to come forward. The queen is now going to threaten some stuff in conjunction with her bishop. Maybe bishop takes pawn sacrifices. Maybe the queen will come out the whole way, sack that bishop, open up the black king. I've always kind of found this type of maneuver very odd, but I've seen Magnus do it many, many times, so it can't be that bad. As Moussard just ignores it. That's an odd move, allowing Magnus to develop his knight. Probably the bishop comes forward.
He's going to protect with the bishop, about down to G6, yeah. Okay.
Interesting position. I think Magnus, it's time for him to bring his queen out in the near future. First, he moves his knight back. Suddenly, black is better. This is a very weird position. And I won't trust the eval bar too much until Magnus goes on the attack.
What makes it weird?
It's just because it looks quite good for white, but computers always like black once the bishop's on this long diagonal. The bishop is outside of the pawn chain. Earlier, it was actually on the wrong side of the board. So as Asbjørn said, this bishop's a great defender suddenly. And Magnus is actually trying to trade it off. He's hitting the rook. Next, he'll bring his bishop forward. And then we might see, well, now we see Magnus better yet again. So it's the type of position it turns on these very small positional details. It's the type of thing you only really get to know if you experience these types of structures game in, game out.
Mm-hmm. Magnus is playing fast today. He knows the topic today is speed, as always, in Title Tuesday. But he has almost 30 seconds more on the clock than Jules Moussard.
Oh, freeing a field for his knight there. Knight f4 coming perhaps with some... yeah, I feel this can get really interesting in a couple of moves. It's like there's something looming here with the maneuvering.
Definitely. Magnus always seems to mate his opponents. Every time I see him with the structure, he either mates or gets mated. But here the white king is very safe, so I don't think he'll be the one in trouble. And the black knight, that was the problem piece. It couldn't move, literally couldn't move until the last turn. Now it has a safe square, but it might be too late. That's the wrong side of the board. I think Moussard should be doubling up his rooks, putting the knight back near his king, just to protect. But for now, the black king just lacking defenders. Magnus has a clear plan now of bringing the queen out, and I really fear for Jules Moussard down a minute and facing the threat of bishop takes pawn due to the pin. King has to move. He has to decide which way to go. But okay, he doesn't go to the corner, but that's a big mistake apparently. Magnus stepping forward, his knight's now coming to the edge to double down on this weak pawn. It's crazy, level material, but white is totally winning.
Wow. It's looking great for Magnus Carlsen. Andrew Tang, it's also looking good for him. He's playing Mindlin from Israel here in round 5. Magnus Carlsen can now go up to 5 out of 5 points with a win in this game.
And he has won a pawn.
It was really tempting to take the pawn on e6 there or sacrifice, but maybe not necessary to risk anything when it's that much better anyways. So yeah.
Poor Moussard, he's done nothing much wrong this game. Maybe 2 or 3 small mistakes, but Magnus has been brutal in punishing him. Look at the smile from Magnus there, looking very happy. He's going to win the base of the black pawn chain, and like you said there, the knight's going to take this pawn, but for free this time.
Yeah.
And this is just over. Material advantage, and he gets the win, Magnus Carlsen.
There it is. Magnus Carlsen goes up to 5 out of 5. He has almost 3 minutes left on his clock when he gets the win against Jules Moussard. This is Hikaru Nakamura. He played a draw in round 4. He's on 3.5 points, black pieces against Milos Spar.
Wow, he was in big trouble. Just the move before we joined in, Hikaru now looks like he was almost celebrating or shaking his head. The move before we joined, black was totally lost. According to the eval bar, Milos Bar had something even better, but now he's allowed the pawn to step forward. The white queen is actually almost trapped. You cannot slide her 1 square across due to a nasty knight fork, the knight coming in with a check. So she might just have to retreat all the way into the corner. And suddenly Hikaru is back in the game. He's going to win this pawn in the center, and he's fighting. He's alive. Spar should have been removing this knight a bit earlier just to kill the counterplay. But now he's frozen, and Hikaru, surviving, skin of his teeth, but should be getting the job done now.
He is not looking super happy, Hikaru Nakamura, with the black pieces here, but he has a lot of time on his clock. Milos Spar is in huge trouble on the clock. Would you be stressed in this situation?
Yeah, it seems like he's panicked or something because he's completely stopped playing. But yeah, maybe it's just letting but of course, if you're better against Hikaru and then you screw up, then it's hard. It's maybe the chance there to win. And of course, with 4 points as well, was leading with 4 points together with Magnus and a couple of other players, and now he seems to be losing.
What's happening? Is he just letting his clock tick down? Has he disconnected? Yeah, apparently there is some technical issues. He is still playing on.
Yeah, we're struggling to get the moves in here. I think it just happened so fast, so quickly, but ultimately Spar is losing on both board and clock. And the game's still going. Hikaru is about to take the win here. It looks like he got disconnected. He froze.
Yeah.
Just at the right moment. Just at the wrong moment, maybe, Spar. But Hikaru is, he never lets a turnaround slip. As soon as he gets the momentum in his favor. Look how locked in he is, Hikaru. Super focused. And we'll get confirmation of the result very, very shortly.
Yeah. Some technical issues. This game is not over. Milos Spar has not lost on time, but he is in trouble on the live board against Hikaru Nakamura. Hikaru Nakamura has 3.5 points. With a win here, he will be on 4.5, chasing Magnus Carlsen, who is on a perfect 5 out of 5. All right. Some technical issues in that game, but games are still happening. I'm wondering how Andrew Tang is doing. Oh, I can see a completely white eval bar. He's doing great. In round 5, he is our streaming guest in the Dave Cave today.
And it's nice to see, by the way, some players are playing from the World Cup. The player who's tied with Magnus at the top of the standings, Jose Martinez, was in action just earlier today in the World Cup. I think he had quite a quick draw, so maybe that's encouraged him to play. But there are others as well who are playing from India.
Fantastic.
Maybe it took a quick draw to prepare for Title Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. That's what, of course he would. Right? It's Title Tuesday. Come on, you guys. No. World Cup is super important. There is no doubt about that. The top 3 players qualify for the candidates tournament. For many players, that is just crucial. For many players, it's the last chance to qualify for the candidates. So they are fighting for that. It's a huge tournament with many players, and it's a super long tournament as well. It's not going to finish until end of November, and top 3 players qualify for candidates. This is round 5 in Title Tuesday Game Week 10. Games are finishing up. We did see a win for Magnus Carlsen. We saw a win for Hikaru Nakamura, but we only have 2 players on 5 out of 5, and one of those players is, in fact, competing in the World Cup. He played a game earlier today. That was a draw, and here he is fighting with Magnus Carlsen and Hikaru Nakamura to win Title Tuesday Game Week 10. Incredible stuff.
Andrew Tang is up to 4 points. It would be really cool if we got a game between Magnus and Andrew in this tournament. So hopefully he can, towards the end, maybe we'll see a game there.
Yeah. That would be fantastic. Andrew Tang winning again. Look at that. It's a good day for him in the Dave Cave. Round 6 is about to start, and here we have the pairings. Of course, it is those 2 players on 5 out of 5 that will be up against each other. Hikaru plays Vokidov in round 6. Oh, look at him chilling in his hotel room in Goa, in India.
Wow, not the first time we've seen a player getting very comfy and playing Title Tuesday. I've been there too. I've played from all sorts of places. I played from a boat once, Title Tuesday. But here we see Jose Martinez, who always opens with e4. And Magnus has gone away from a6 and h6. He started playing g3, b6. He's loving these fianchettos now on the long diagonals. And Magnus is maybe going to go for the hippopotamus defense, which means just kind of putting all your pawns on the 3rd rank or 6th rank here. Nope, he strikes at the center instead. And this is, again, very risky stuff. White's apparently a lot better, but as long as Magnus survives the opening, he'll probably be pretty happy. So no hippo here. It's more of a hybrid between some kind of St. George's defense and some kind of fianchetto.
He started at the edge of the board with h6, a6. Now we see g6, b6. Maybe next game we'll see f6 or c6, and then he's moving his way towards the center.
That would be perfect symmetry for Magnus Carlsen. Yeah. Just go through all the pawn moves.
That is something he could do for fun. Maybe not f6. That's not a...
That's a risky one.
That's a risky one, yeah.
Truly showing he's an all-round player. We're talking about all-round sporting today in chess. Can you actually specialize in... online blitz chess, for example, and in over-the-board chess? And will we see more of that in the future? Do you think that, David?
I definitely think so. I mean, even Magnus's opponent today, Jospem, Jose Martinez, he's been a bit of a specialist online for years. He very rarely played over-the-board tournaments, of course, a very strong GM. But he's been winning Title Tuesdays for years. He's been competing at the top. Of course, there was some controversy. He had this match against Kramnik. And I mean, he basically proved that he's a beast over the board as well. So blitz is definitely his favorite by a mile. And he knows he'll always be a strong GM over the board, but he'll be an elite online player. And I think that will set the trend, especially if prize money rises in online tournaments.
Would you like to see that, Asbjørn? Chess going more into the direction of esports, where you still, of course, have the prestigious over the board and world championships and stuff like that, but that players can also specialize in online chess if they're super good on the mouse, if they're speedy, if they have these other skills.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like the lower the time control, the more important these other things become, like mouse skills. We saw Andrew Tang practice earlier before the tournament. You're doing some aim training online, and suddenly these more esportsy things become important. So yeah, it's definitely something that I think will become more important going forward.
Yeah, that would be so cool to see. Probably though, Magnus Carlsen will be in the top both over the board and online for years to come, but he is struggling now against Jose Martinez.
Yeah, he doesn't like his last move, Magnus. He was reacting somewhat This is very committal. He's aiming to push his pawn forward even further to kick away this white knight to force it backwards, and then he might have some pressure against white's central pawn. So it's a clear plan, but he has left this square unguarded, and not the best move from Jose Martinez. Maybe there was something else. He removes, trades a bishop for knight. This is probably something Magnus is happy about in general, but it does mean that white gets a very strong light squared bishop staring down at the enemy king, and big threat in the air, knight into this square. Which is stopped by Magnus, but the bar saying that there's something wrong with this move.
Can you take on f7? No, maybe not.
Magnus
Queen
is reacting.
No.
Let's listen in.
Seems like a logical decision.
Okay, not too stressed.
King G7.
Bar saying that Magnus...
Just telling him that all of the attacks you think you may have over here, I don't believe him. I don't believe him.
He doesn't believe it, and the bar swings in Magnus's favor.
Wow, and he's right not to believe white's attacks anymore, but I just want to point out that Asbjørn did find the winning move. It was actually after the black king stepped up, white could have taken this pawn just on the last go. King takes pawn, and the white queen steps out to this square, replacing the bishop. The queen would have been winning a pawn in the process due to this bishop hanging. So there were some tactics. Magnus could have been a pawn down with a weak king. Would have been a winning advantage, but suddenly it's Magnus on the ascendancy. This pawn is hanging. This bishop is jumping in with a check in the near future. It's been a full 360, full turnaround here. And yeah, poor Jose Martinez played everything perfect, just missed the moment. And now being punished, Magnus has full control again. That was, yeah, that's just chess. Like, sometimes there's one moment for it. Like, you saw the idea, right? But it's
yeah,
just
I couldn't
timing
find
it.
Yeah,
timing it.
And yeah, now it doesn't work anymore. And as Magnus said, he doesn't believe in the tactical ideas you may think you have. So, yeah.
And now he's up on the clock. He's about to be up on the board. He can, yeah, there we go. Trade off and win a pawn if he wants to. Oh, he actually goes away with his knight, maybe even stronger. Now I'm expecting him to take with a rook. And don't take that rook. There are knight checks in the air, knight forks.
Tricky.
Tricky. But it's all about this bishop now, just staring down at the white king. This is horrible.
What is Magnus Carlsen talking about?
Just throwing everything at him.
Magnus Carlsen is throwing everything at Jose Martinez. He is massively better. He is about to go up to 6 out of 6 in game week 10. Magnus Carlsen on fire in his comeback to Title Tuesday.
Ooh, and finally, white spots the idea of bishop takes pawn. You probably don't want to take that bishop because the white knight, even the white queen might come forward with a check. But there must be something along this diagonal. There we go. It is a check. The white king in the corner was hit. Doesn't want to take that pawn. Doesn't want to sit on the light squares. Now Magnus just has to do some calculation. Where is the win? What is the winning blow? He takes off the white knight. And he's just going to step back with a fork. There we go. He hits the queen. He hits the bishop. He's just going to take this bishop with his king. And he's just winning. Knight up. He's going to close this side of the board. Should be game over now. It's been perfect ever since that one slip from Hosbem here. Magnus has been so smooth.
All right, Hosbem, that's his nickname on chess.com, real name. Jose Martinez, Grandmaster from Mexico, one of the best online blitz chess players in the world, but in huge trouble against Magnus Carlsen. It's about to be a win for the Norwegian.
Yeah, you just have to be careful of any checks, any last-minute counterattacks. I'm expecting Magnus to just move his king away. I'm not sure which square is best. Probably I would go the whole way back, but Magnus just making sure, double-checking his calculations. 1 minute should still be more than enough if he can be accurate here now, Magnus. I'm a bit surprised he is allowing checks, and suddenly Magnus has let it slip.
Oh.
Does he have a perpetual? Is that a thing?
Why would he allow queen check? That is wild. What is Magnus thinking?
Oh, he was
so winning, and now he's walking into a check this way. Okay, no more checks for white, but white does have a very strong pawn. I'm guessing this is the only way to keep the attack going. Jose does find it. Magnus is panicking. The queen goes back, and as long as white doesn't trade queens, you cannot take the queens off. You're a knight down, but I'm looking at moves like this one. Queen up to h8. trying to get rid of the rook, trying to make his second queen. Magnus has lost control. First it's a check. He'll go back with his king. Maybe there's nowhere safe to hide.
He's taking under the minute on the clock. Can he even lose this?
He could definitely lose this, Magnus. If he plays on for a win here, he might be in a bit of trouble. I'm expecting the white queen to keep checking. But this idea of queen to h8 in the near future could be the key to saving white when the checks do dry up.
This has been quite the roller coaster.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think he just relaxed Magnus too early.
Yeah.
He was totally winning, and he knew it. He did not need to allow any checks. But he did, and he might have missed this idea.
In huge trouble now. Magnus Carlsen, the bar is saying balance, but Magnus Carlsen only has 45 seconds left on his clock. This is round 6. Jose Martinez, is he the one who's going to go up to 6 out of 6?
Magnus needs to bail out here now. He can force a draw. He can give checks now with his queen. He's giving checks. He's going to go back and forth, and he's going to bail out, but his perfect week will be over.
Whoa.
He attacks the rook. That's risky, playing on for the win. But Magnus, I don't think he can play on much longer if the king just comes back to defend its rook. Will that lead to a repetition? 31 seconds. You can't risk it much more. As Jose does continue to think. The queen comes back for the check. Magnus runs away. The rook comes up to the top of the board now. Okay, Magnus really has to give a check and make a draw before a second queen appears. Can he still give a check and repetition here? That is the big question.
Wow.
Ooh, playing with fire, Magnus. The queens are dancing, though. This is going to force the repetition, and Jose now plays for the win. Or does he? Magnus can come back with the queen, and that will be the third time. Surely we're going to see this position.
20 seconds left, but now it's going to be...
Surely a draw. Rook up to the top of the board.
No, he's
Jose plays for a win.
But that's a blunder!
What?
Wow, Jose Martinez is trying to flag Magnus Carlsen, but black has an extra knight. And now the attack has dried up. He's going to win the white pawn in the near future. Magnus is totally winning, but 13 seconds.
It's going to be a scramble.
Wow.
We are down to a time scramble. Magnus Carlsen needs to play speed chess now.
How quick are you, Magnus Carlsen? That's the question. As he pushes his pawn, the white king is super safe. The black king not safe. That is a bit of a problem. The black king walking out into the open now, but he has blundered a check, a knight fork. He's now a rook up, Magnus Carlsen. Jose Martinez is playing against Magnus's time. 5 seconds. The clock's so red right now. He's totally winning. Magnus is one move away from giving a checkmate. But Jose Martinez is burning his time. He gives a check. He has to keep checking. His time runs out. No, he's still going. Jose Martinez, and Magnus does win on time.
Oh, wow!
Gambit, everything, all at once. But we win. Another unconvincing game, but it gets us to 6 out of 6.
That's a happy Magnus Carlsen on a perfect score, 6 out of 6. Huge drama against Jose Martinez, the two players on a perfect score heading into round 6. Magnus Carlsen takes it. He was better in the game. He blundered his advantage, but he took it back, and in time trouble, he won the game. Round 7 is coming up, and look at this matchup. Magnus Carlsen, white pieces against Hikaru Nakamura on 5.5 points. He has the black pieces here, Hikaru, and look at that. Magnus going straight from that time trouble and that drama and that win into the battle against his biggest rival in Title Tuesday. It's Hikaru Nakamura.
It's Hikaru Nakamura, and Magnus starts with 1b3. He played 1b6 in the previous game, got a dodgy position, survived it. Wow, so many twists and turns in that last game alone, but he's going to have to be better, Magnus Carlsen. He's going to have to play better than he did in the previous game if he wants to take down Hikaru, who has dropped below 3,400, but not by much. This is going to be a huge, huge clash.
Yeah.
The winner of this is going to be the favorite to win the tournament.
Definitely. Magnus Carlsen coming straight from that win, that time trouble, that drama, and into this one. Does he need to calm down now, Asbjørn?
Yeah, probably, but it's after such a dramatic game, it's hard to jump straight into the next game, and then you face Hikaru. So that was a crazy game. But this is an important game. Playing Hikaru, he's one of his strongest opponents, maybe the strongest opponent in Title Tuesday.
Yeah, and this game has already got off to a bit of a weird start. Magnus has moved his knight 3 times already. It's breaking all the rules today, Magnus Carlsen, all the opening rules. He's moved the same piece more than once. He's neglected his own king safety. His king's still in the center, not getting castled. He does, however, have a very powerful bishop and a very potentially strong knight. We see a trade of pawns in the center. This knight is now hit, and Magnus needs to decide what to do. Does he just retreat that knight? There it goes. As the water comes back onto the screen. I'm blaming you for that, Asbjørn.
Yeah. Stay hydrated, so it's good to see.
And now check on Magnus's king. The black knight now dancing forward. The knight traded off, though, as the black queen looks very, very strong, but will likely be traded off. There we go. Magnus trying to get into an endgame and arguing, actually, here, Magnus, that this pawn is a weakness. Too far advanced. Maybe he's got a point. The eval bar slightly liking Magnus Carlsen here, up on time as well.
It is the battle between the 2 kings of Title Tuesday. Hikaru Nakamura has won it 106 times. Magnus Carlsen is only on around 40 wins in Title Tuesday history, but Magnus Carlsen has won many more times than Hikaru in the autumn split. He's won 3 Title Tuesdays so far, and this is game week 10. Magnus Carlsen is leading the Champions Chess Tour with 37 points. Hikaru Nakamura is in second place with 25 points. A win in Title Tuesday today would get Hikaru Nakamura 10 points and a little bit closer to Magnus Carlsen. Big battle here in round 7.
Yeah, so much on the line when these two meet. And when they met over the board in St. Louis recently, it was Magnus with the upper hand, defeating Hikaru several times there, although their last 2 games ended in draws. I think a draw here probably suits Magnus in the tournament standings. He'll keep a half-point lead, but knowing these two, they always want to beat each other, as we see a trade for knight for bishop. As it's opposite color bishops now, white with the dark squared piece, black with the light squared piece. I'm slightly surprised Magnus isn't challenging this pawn yet. I would probably want to go for that if I were white, just to get rid of the very strong pawn. There we go. Magnus also opening up a new file for his rook to stare down. Small, tiny advantage for Magnus Carlsen, I'm going to say, but not much.
You see Magnus is locked in, leaning forward. He's also saying something here. I wonder what this... he's going for it, h4. Going for some kind of attack here.
Coffee Kitchen on YouTube saying it's the Norwegian daddy versus the American daddy, and the American daddy
What
is massively better.
What's happened here? Magnus Carlsen has blundered. Hikaru is narrowing his eyes. He might have seen it. Knight takes pawn. Rook takes pawn.
What a way to just ruin the game in one move.
Is this ruined? Is this hopeless now for Magnus Carlsen? Has he blundered already?
It's over. It's just a one-move blunder, like Magnus says. Black's just taken a pawn with his knight. If the knight lives, it's going to jump in with a deadly check. That's going to fork several pieces. If the knight is captured, then the black rook comes in with a check. It's a double attack, hitting the king, winning the bishop. Hikaru is going to be 2 pawns up at the minimum.
Massive blunder from Magnus Carlsen. Hikaru Nakamura is massively better already in this game. He's about to beat Magnus. Do you think Magnus will keep playing, or is this just simply over?
At this level, it's pretty much over. Magnus does keep playing, I think, just out of shock more than anything, out of pride. He's now down an exchange. Just to survive those moves, he had to give up his rook for a knight. He also lost a pawn in the process, so he's down the exchange and a pawn. But despite his very strong bishop right now, at this level, you don't hold this. Like, he needs a miracle, Magnus Carlsen. He survived bad positions today, but nothing this bad.
That is just a massive blunder from Magnus Carlsen. Round 7. He was on a perfect score heading into this. Hikaru Nakamura with the win here will take over the lead from Magnus Carlsen. He will go to 6.5. And he has so much time on his clock.
Yeah, I think even with 20 seconds, let alone 2 minutes, 20 seconds, Hikaru would be a favorite. He's going to win this pawn. His rooks are teaming up now on the 3rd rank. White's just out of material.
Yeah,
wow.
We rarely see these also such big blunders from Magnus. Usually it's, but now it's just one move and it's completely lost. So.
And he does it against his biggest rival, being one of Magnus's friends. This rivalry with Hikaru. How does he talk about it, Asbjørn?
Yeah, of course it means a lot to him to beat Hikaru in these kind of tournaments. It is his biggest rival, so I'm sure this hurts. Yeah.
Definitely hurts for Magnus Carlsen, and quite the opposite for Hikaru Nakamura. Look at that smile.
Yeah, quiet confidence from Hikaru. He trades off White's rook, removing any remaining doubt, and Hikaru takes the win.
Unbelievable. Because I was focused on him attacking this pawn. Like, this has to be... Engine actually doesn't think I'm better.
Magnus Carlsen is explaining what happened in that moment before that massive, massive blunder. He loses to Hikaru Nakamura in round 7 and stays on 6 points, 6.5 points now for Hikaru Nakamura. This is still round 7. Andrew Tang is massively better and can go up to 6 points with the win here.
He's 2 pawns up in a rook endgame, Andrew Tang, and now he's given one of those pawns back in order to create a menacing passed pawn. That's a very accurate move. He doesn't allow the white rook to go behind. That would have blown the advantage. Instead, he's offering a trade of rooks, and this pawn is going to decide the game. It's going to become a fully fledged penguin, that pawn, when it reaches h1. And this is just game over. I don't see any way to get that white rook back in time. It's just 3 squares from touchdown.
He's crushing it in the Dave Cave.
Yeah.
He is.
You might play Magnus next.
Yeah.
They're on the same points, assuming Andrew wins this. And they're matched for color. Who knows? Magnus Carlsen, Andrew Tang sitting 3 meters apart. Could be facing off.
And Andrew Tang is on a roll. If he wins this, that's going to be 4 in a row for him. And there it is. With the black pieces, he takes the win, wins his 4th game in a row. And he's now on 6 points, playing from the Dave Cave, known as the speediest player in chess. Still, round 7. This is Benjamin Buck against Denis Lazovic. Massively better for the player from Belarus.
Ooh, he needs to be accurate, though, Denis Lazovic. There we go. He brings his rook in, and that looks like it blunders a rook. Queen takes rook. There is a pin, but after the queen takes the rook, black drops his queen back with a check, takes the queen, and ends up winning too much material. Benjamin Buck will resign in the next move or two. Maybe he'll just let his time run out. This is a brilliant mating attack. He's actually down Denis Lazovic on material in this final position, but there we go. Queen check. He's going to take the queen and take the rook next, and he's going to win that white rook in the corner next few moves, and there we go. Result.
6.5 points now for Denis Lazovic. He takes the win with the black pieces. This is round 7, and still games happening. Andrejkin is massively better against Mahdavi.
Yeah, I saw the clock as well before I even saw the board, and that is dramatic times for Reza Mahdavi. It's not a razor-sharp endgame here. It's quite a simple endgame that black is winning due to the fact that the white king is caged. There's checkmating ideas all over the shop, on the back rank, and there we go. Andrejkin wins the game.
6 points now for Andrejkin. Wow, so many results happening here in round 7. Hikaru takes the lead in game week 10 together with Denis Lazovic. 2 players now on 6.5 points. Magnus is stuck on 6 points after losing to Hikaru. A massive, massive blunder from the Norwegian, and he's stuck on 6 points. Round 7 still happening. Player is fighting it out until the very end here. It is back to Papasimakopoulos against Jules Moussard. And the clocks are turning red.
Yeah, and this is a pure flagging battle now. Jules Moussard down under 10 seconds. It's so difficult for him because there's no way to force the draw. It's a dead drawn endgame, no pass pawns. It's 100% draw in classical chess, but in bullet here, which the game pretty much is, it's all about the quicker mouse. And 6 seconds against 12 seconds, the writing's on the wall. The black king's trying desperately to win some pawns, but can you trade off? The black pawn's disappearing, and now suddenly winning for white. He's marched his king the whole way around. 3 seconds versus 3 seconds, though. Who's going to be quicker? You've got to give some checks. You've got to shock the opponent with some moves. Check from behind. A new queen is born, and white's run out of time. Or has he? A check, and Moussard wins. Down a queen.
Look at that. Papasimakopoulos is completely winning on the board, but he loses on time. Jules Moussard takes the full points to join Magnus Carlsen on 6 points. Oh, that's a pain. Oh, that must be a painful loss.
Oh, he's going to be throwing a mouse.
Yeah.
That is so heartbreaking. He tried to win. The problem was he tried to win on the board. he had 12 seconds versus 6 seconds. He should have just tried to win on time. And actually, Zhu Musa down at 6 seconds was the one who ended up prevailing. That was crazy speed.
Crazy speed. Crazy is the word for Title Tuesday Game Week 10. Look at the pairings for round 8. It is our two in-house players, and they're smiling. Andrew Tang, the speed demon, against Magnus Carlsen, the world #1 from the Dave Cave, from the 2882 streaming room. They're up against each other.
They are indeed, and Magnus Carlsen knows that Andrew Tang loves to play the London system, so he's brought his queen out very, very early to hit this loose pawn. That's the one downside to bringing your bishop out. Asbjørn's theory as well of Magnus moving towards the center. Last time it was the B pawn, now it's the C pawn. It's coming true. You know him very well, clearly, and the bishop now is going to point itself down this diagonal, which has been loosened up somewhat. Nice to see the players smiling. I think if Andrew can keep it to the 30-second battle at the end of the game, then he's got a great chance, but long way ahead, of course.
And he's, of course, super confident. Andrew Tang has now won 4 games in a row. Magnus Carlsen is coming from a loss against Hikaru Nakamura after a massive blunder. He's had a few minutes to get himself together, though, and get back into the game. He will be a favorite, even with the black pieces and knowing Andrew Tang's speed skills.
Yes. I think like Magnus enters most games in 5 minutes as a favorite.
Yeah.
But yeah, wait and see, because if it is level and Andrew's able to keep the game going as long as possible, he might get his chance, as Magnus still looks in a good mood despite that blunder.
Is he?
Yeah, they have, of course, played thousands of games against each other, so they know each other really well, each openings and everything. But usually they played bullet and hyper bullet, so with more time, as in Title Tuesday, Magnus should be a favorite. But as you mentioned, if it comes down to a time scramble in an equal position, then I think Tang is going to have a good chance.
Yeah, Magnus bringing out his pieces. I do worry that Andrew is slightly neglecting development. He really needs to race and just bring his bishop out, get his king castled as quickly as possible, because Magnus is getting ready to blow open the center. And looks like he's smiling. Let's maybe listen in.
Oh!
What?
Whoa.
Is he insane? Is this a mouse slip? Or does he just miss bishop c3?
What's happening?
I feel like I've dropped the only options that are out here. They're out there.
Wow, Andrew Tang has blundered. He was relying on the knight coming forward, hitting the queen, also opening up an attack against the black knight. He thought this was a double attack, but Magnus has realized that Andrew totally missed. Bishop takes pawn, which comes with a check. And it's suddenly game over. It's almost like a mirror image of Magnus's blunder against Hikaru, just losing 2 pawns in one move.
And he's so calm, though. What are you saying, Andrew Tang?
My brain is dysfunctional.
I wouldn't agree with that.
This is horrible.
Oh, it's probably the quickest brain I've ever
terrible.
seen. But,
I mean, I'll keep playing.
b5.
Never know what
b4.
miracle might happen.
Seems unnecessary.
It's cool to hear them up against each other. Magnus Carlsen is massively better.
Hoping for a miracle here, Tang.
Yeah.
Speaking of unnecessary, this is highly unnecessary, but I kind of like it. Taking the knight on a little bit of an excursion. I got
Maybe
b5.
it won't be that easy.
We get to have a little bit of fun.
I mean, I have to play knight takes d6, I think, but
Really provoking him to play knight d6. But no way that works.
hope or not.
It's as if they're hearing each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have to.
I'm kind of
It's
enjoying
a little
this.
bit better than I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Just like these two brilliant
Maybe I
minds,
shouldn't have provoked him to do that.
so in sync.
Yeah.
Still be
Is it
comfortable
even
winning.
completely lost at this point?
But
They both
that was
know
a bit
what the result
impulsive.
should be,
Yeah.
but still fighting on.
Let's keep listening in.
This still was just the worst
I am
opening of all time.
impulsive. Not always the best player,
Okay, I should be losing.
even though he is an I am.
Ooh.
Knight a2 seems like a very convincing way to go.
trying to force the queens off the board.
Yeah, it's a bit. That's a bit difficult.
Yeah. We'll take this gift, 100%.
Okay, one maybe.
Gets us right back into the old mix. Oh, Lazovic got 6.5.
Ah. Magnus Carlsen keeping us
I think
in
Hikaru beats
form.
him.
We lost.
That's
So
gonna go
Magnus
a long
Carlsen
way
is
to-
already sort of talking about the win in this game. There is no way he is losing this. He is much on the clock, up on the clock as well. But Andrew Tang, he keeps fighting.
He keeps fighting, and earlier he was just 2 pawns down. Now he's still a little bit down. He has a rook with white versus 2 pieces. Black has a bishop and knight in return, but the problem is all of his queenside pawns have just dropped, and Black has 2 connected pass pawns on this flank. It's going to be a bit of a long game. If Andrew wants to make it that way, he might even resign sooner, because if you look at the white bishop, white rook, they haven't moved yet, and the white king is also on a bit of an excursion. So material advantage for Magnus. Now it's very safe with the queens off.
Questions and comments in the chat about actually hearing both players. We do have that possibility with the in-house players, and I can reveal it is something we're working on for all players, no matter where in the world they're playing for. We really want to be able to offer you guys the possibility to hear the point of view and the perspective from both players, the white and the black players in all games, as Magnus Carlsen takes the win. Let's hear from him.
With reverse colors.
Yeah. It's a win for Magnus Carlsen. He takes it against Andrew Tang, streaming from the Dave Cave. And Magnus Carlsen is back. He lost in round 7, but he wins in round 8. Hikaru Nakamura is massively better against Denis Lazovic.
Ooh, we jump in at a critical moment. It's actually level material right now, but if you look at the quality of the pieces, everything is pointing towards the black king for Hikaru. The bishop on this diagonal, the X-ray on the other diagonal, the white bishop and queen teaming up as well, the white rook lining up. It's all pointing towards the black king, and the king caught in the crossfire after that little transition. Hikaru now ready to double up his rooks, ready to go for the kill. I just don't see how the black king survives. That is just a distraction attempt, but the black rook is doing nothing in the corner. The white rook defends its bishop. And I don't see the killer blow yet, but it just looks like a matter of time. Looks like there's going to be some sacrifices against the black king to open it up. Maybe you can even take your time and walk the h-pawn forward. No, he drops his knight back. He's threatening a deadly check, and he would be winning the bishop. Just the power that's lined up against the black king. You just don't survive this. You need 3 attacking pieces normally to formulate a successful attack. And here, Hikaru has 5 of them. Queen, knight, 2 rooks, and a bishop. As Denis Lazovic steps his pawn forward. Hikaru might have missed this move, judging by his reaction. But surely he'll just bring his knight back and try to set up a deadly sacrifice. Still winning for Hikaru, but not as clear as it was when we jumped in. Denis Lazovic, a great defender in his own right.
Magnus Carlsen is on 7 points after 8 rounds. Hikaru Nakamura with the win here will be on 7.5 with 3 rounds to go in game week 10.
Yeah, Magnus is going to be praying for Hikaru to slip up here, so he'll have his fate in his own hands. If Hikaru keeps winning, Magnus can't catch up. So Magnus will hope that Lazovic is a potential opponent in the next few rounds.
It's really taking his time here to calculate. Yeah.
I think he just missed this move. He has to go back now with his knight. His queen is trapped. His queen has no... Whoa!
What?
Giving up his queen.
Okay.
Don't take it. If you take the queen, the white knight jumps forward, and that's like a triple check and a checkmate. That is a beautiful variation, the white knight coming to hit the king, but Hikaru's lost control. He's lost his advantage. Suddenly, it's a double attack. The rook is hit, and his queen suddenly under fire. Hikaru's blundered.
And he realizes, and he's ticked under 30 seconds on the clock. Lazovic is up on the clock.
Wow, Denis Lazovic.
Queen h5 looks like one of those moves where you just can't take it, but anything else, otherwise it was a blunder. But now it's back,
Oh, you still can't take the queen due to a back rank checkmate. Denis Lazovic trying to deflect away the white king, but he's walked into a mate, Denis Lazovic. Look at this, beautiful from Hikaru Nakamura. The geometry here, that is a checkmate threat. This is a checkmate threat. You can't defend both. Hikaru, wow, that's wizardry at the end there.
Hikaru doing Hikaru stuff. Amazing play. In time trouble, he takes the win. It's a full point for Hikaru Nakamura. He beats Denis Lazovic. He takes the lead in Title Tuesday, Game Week 10. 7.5 points for Hikaru Nakamura after 8 rounds. This is still round 8. Jose Martinez with the white pieces up against Durabaili.
Oh, and this is a dead drawn endgame. The Black Rook can just wait on the back rank. There's no way through for White, but look at the clock. 5-6 seconds for Black. And the problem is you can't predict your opponent's pre-moves. You can't predict all these checks. You've got to make sure you keep your Rook on a safe square. The White Rook cannot take it. And he's going to run out of time. 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Surely Jose Martinez is going to get this done. It's cynical. It's mean. But this is bullet chess. This is blitz chess as we know it. And the king moving away. Hospen wins on time.
All right, full point for Jose Martinez. He goes up to 7 points. Still a chance to win Title Tuesday, but look at that. Hikaru Nakamura is in sole lead with 7.5 points. 3 players on 7 points, chasing right behind Hikaru Nakamura. Andrew Tang is on 6 points. He is inside top 10 currently, who scores points in the Champions Chess Tour. Andrew Tang, one of those players who really, really wants to qualify for the Esports World Cup. Round 8 is finishing up. Hikaru Nakamura is on top. Do you think he's going to win it now, David?
I think he's a big favorite. He will have most likely 2 blacks out of his last 3 games, so no guarantees. But 2.5 points should get the job done out of 3. That would force Magnus to be perfect in the last 3 rounds, and Hikaru probably has the best tiebreak. Just the fact that he's leading and will have been leading up until the end. So Hikaru very close now.
His live rating on chess.com Blitz right now is 3,410, Hikaru Nakamura. And that is actually very close to his peak all-time rating of, I think, 3,431.
Yeah, I believe that's a website rating as well for chess.com across history. I mean, I thought my rating was decent. I sometimes think I'm a decent chess player, but he's 400 points higher than me. And yeah, he's good.
He is good, and Hikaru Nakamura is on fire. He is in the lead in Title Tuesday, Game Week 10. Will he win it? Who will win Game Week 10?
Here we go.
How are you feeling, Asios?
Feeling good.
Yeah.
We had a lot of exciting games. I just hope that we'll see how it goes in the end now. Hikaru with the lead, and Magnus has already played him, so he can't beat him to take the lead. So Magnus will rely on somebody else to beat Hikaru. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the final rounds.
Exactly. What would be the theme song to Game Week 10 right now, do you feel?
Oh,
what should we be playing right now?
It's a lot of action. Maybe it's as usual when Magnus plays and I'm in the background. When there's some action, it's the Root Sandstorm. So maybe we should.
It's a day for the Root Sandstorm.
Just have that on repeat as usual. Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite running songs.
Yeah,
it really gets you going.
Yeah,
right?
It's running and bullet chess. You know, it's both about speed, so it works well.
True. True.
How about the Mission Impossible theme tune, maybe?
Yeah.
Magnus's Task, Mission Impossible.
It's also a great song, so it would be, would fit.
Can we hear it, David?
Do 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 do.
I like it. Perfect. When we don't have DJ Asios' DJing gear here, we have David Howell.
Oh, you're mean, Kaya. I can't believe you made me do that.
You did great. You did great. It is mission, maybe not impossible, but it's mission difficult for Magnus Carlsen. He is half a point behind Hikaru Nakamura with only 3 rounds left in Game Week 10. He is dependent on someone beating Hikaru Nakamura. We are waiting for pairings for round 9. It's not going to be Magnus and Hikaru. They already played each other. So who will it be in the next one? Of course, Andrew Tang is streaming from the Dave Cave. He lost to Magnus Carlsen, but he is still in the mix. Who can still win it, David?
It's going to be difficult for those on 6.5 now.
Yeah.
It feels like it's one of those top 4. If Andrakin, for example, I am assuming he's going to play against Hikaru. If Andrakin can take him down, or if Jose Martinez can take him down, then it's wide open. But other than that, it feels like it's Hikaru's to lose. I think it's just the ones on 7 who will be hoping for a slip-up.
Who's your bet on right now, Asbjørn?
Well, I bet on Magnus. It's gonna catch up, and but it will be hard. Mission difficult as mentioned. Yeah, but I think he can do it.
Yeah. Well, he definitely has the possibility. Magnus Carlsen, so much drama today, so many red clocks, and get ready for more speed, more action.
Looks uncomfortable as they repeat the position a couple of times.
When somebody is trying to force a repetition from a position of strength, I often kind of refuse the repetition because they will probably allow me to make a draw at some other point.
This is going to be a nasty checkmate. Unstoppable now. Magnus leans back, sips his drink. He's caught his opponent's king in a mating net. That's due to the clock.
Okay, dreadful game. I don't even want to look at that.
Round 3. Oh, and did we see a blunder by Mitraba?
We did. I think he simply forgot that this move came with check, and look at the pain on his face, Mitraba. But Jose Martinez is burning his time. He gives a check. He has to keep checking. His time runs out. No, he's still going. Jose Martinez, and Magnus does win on time.
Oh, wow!
Oh boy. Connection gambit, time gambit, everything all at once. But we win.
That was a win for Magnus Carlsen. It's up and down for him today. It was a loss against Hikaru Nakamura, his main rival, who is in the lead with 7.5 points. We are waiting for round 9 to start. We're waiting for the pairings, and here they are. Andrejkin against Hikaru Nakamura. Hikaru will play with the black pieces, and it's Magnus versus Lazovic. Lazovic will have the white pieces in that game. Durabaili against Andrew Tang, playing from the Dave Cave. But these two, this is the top fight. Andrejkin on 7 points will have the white pieces. Hikaru with 7.5. He's in the lead heading into round 9. Here we go.
Here we go. It's e4, e5. Andrejkin's a very classical player. Will he play the Spanish? Will he play the Italian? He pauses. He plays the 4 knights. He brings all of his knights out. It's the 4 knights Scotch, which means the central pawns are traded off as well. We see some very quick trades. Often white castles there, not accepting a pawn sacrifice, and Hikaru hits the white queen. This has a very drawish reputation, this opening, the 4 knight Scotch. Andrejkin showing a lot of respect to Hikaru here. And for Hikaru, it's a bit of a dilemma. As black, are you happy with the drawish line? Are you happy to play it a bit safe, knowing that people might catch you up? Or do you want to risk it and go all out for victory here? A black win, and he'll be very close to the title. And yeah, Andrejkin now, I'm expecting him, there we go, to bring his queen out. He'll bring his bishop out next. Slightly better pawn structure for white due to these weak pawns, but nothing significant, very level.
Still level. Andrejkin on 7 points. He is better in this game. Magnus Carlsen and the other player is on 7 points. They're dependent on someone beating Hikaru Nakamura. It could be Andrejkin in round 9.
And even a draw, if there's a draw and Magnus wins, then that will also help Magnus.
Maybe that's actually the best result even for Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be neck and neck as we see more trades. It's clear that Andrejkin wants a very, very slightly better endgame. And the eval bar says it's dead level. Very instructive for everyone at home. Keeping the queens on, good for Hikaru. If he traded off the queens, the white bishop would have actually been superior to the black knight with pawns on both sides of the board. Bishops being long-range pieces. Also the potential with those 2 versus 1 to create an outside pass pawn, black with some weaknesses. If you have the long-term weaknesses, you should be dynamic. Queen and knight, very dynamic combo. So great decision by Hikaru Nakamura. Andrejkin still very comfortable, but nothing significant for him. As yeah, I just want to point out as well, Magnus Carlsen in the other game, we talked about how he started with the H pawn, then he went to the A pawn, then he went to the B pawn, C pawn. He's moved on to his D pawn for this game on move 1.
He's skipping his F pawn.
He's skipping his F pawn.
Very important. Yeah,
round 11 will be the F pawn.
Yeah.
That would be ice cold.
That would be.
It's kind of the only pawn that is really bad. You should skip this. Yeah.
Magnus Carlsen is right now playing with the black pieces against Denis Lazovic. I can see Lazovic is much better on the eval bar right now in that game. Andrejkin, Dmitry Andrejkin from Russia. He is up against Hikaru Nakamura, the 35-year-old from Russia, he scored 3 third places in the autumn split. Still no wins, but he does have 12 Champions Chess Tour points. A win for him today would be huge, and it would take him far up the Champions Chess Tour leaderboard.
He is super strong, Andrekin. Of course, he played in the candidates after getting to the final of the World Cup a few years ago. He's very, very positional, and he's showing it here. He's pretty much traded off everything other than the queens and the heavy pieces, just one set of minor pieces left, bishop and knight. And he's just saying, tiny, tiny, small long-term advantage is the fact I'm attacking this isolated pawn. Maybe taking this one would be a blunder here because of the black rook coming and skewering. So he goes the other way. But here we go. Rook and 5 pawns versus rooks and 4 pawns. Hikaru looks very confident, though. He's just trying to eliminate the queen side. If these 3 disappear, even if Hikaru's down 1 pawn and it's just on one side of the board, it should be a draw. Not easy to create a pass pawn. So Hikaru on the defensive, but getting closer to that half point. Happy to suffer slightly. This is going to open the door for Lazovic or Carlsen if it's a draw here. Not great result for Andrekin. I think he just didn't want any risk against Hikaru.
He is slightly better, though, but the position on the board just looks very drawish.
Yeah, it's that rook endgame conundrum. The old saying that all rook endgames are drawn is supposed to be a bit of a joke, but sometimes I do think it's true. And here we see pawns disappear. It's now 1 versus 1. You could easily imagine those getting traded off in the near future. Rooks going hunting for each other's pawns. And Andrekin's up 3 for 2 on the other side. But if it's just those pawns left, it is an easy, easy draw.
It's a very calm game. Nobody has really been at risk, so it's going towards a draw here.
This is round 9 in game week 10. After this one, 2 more rounds before we know who wins game week 10. Hikaru Nakamura is in the lead heading into this one with a draw. He will be on 8 points, 7.5 points for Andrekin, and the players on 7 points, Magnus and Lazovic. With a win, they have the chance of joining Hikaru Nakamura on 8 points, heading into those 2 final rounds.
Here we go. The rook endgame is just starting. The one thing I will say about rook endgames is, and we've seen it today already, that you can flag your opponents. Rook endgames, it's very hard to trade off rooks. Like, you can threaten a trade, you can offer to exchange, the opponent can easily run away. So the games can go on 50 moves, 100 moves, 150 moves. And I do wonder whether Andrekin might just keep the game going as long as possible and then suddenly play for time against Hikaru. Extra 40 seconds on the clock right now. But yeah, here we go. One set of rook trades probably helps Andrekin if he can do it on his own terms. You don't want to take this black rook because it would create a monster pawn. So he's waiting for black to take him. And a bit of an awkward standoff here. Andrekin trying to win this pawn now. He'll drop his rook back. And yeah, he's making progress, I'm going to say. He's doing a lot of right things. Should still be a draw, just because the h-pawn is probably the worst pawn to be up. Black's king can easily stop that pawn if it ever steps forward.
It's good for Andrekin that is up on time now against Hikaru, because you really don't want to get into a time scramble against him. So, but he's making sure to play quick moves up one minute at the clock now. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's done everything right. I'm surprised Hikaru went that direction. I thought he'd leave the rook behind White's pawn, because in the near future, White will move his king across and threaten to trade off. Hikaru's getting a bit nervous here. He's getting anxious about the clock time. No easy moves for Hikaru Nakamura. The White king can start stepping across.
Ooh.
First a check. The black king is now trapped, actually, on a really bad square. And Drake is doing everything right. Maybe it's time to start going for this pawn with the white king, the white rook. He's getting closer and closer.
Much better on the bar for Andrekin. Okay, is that a mistake?
Ooh, it's not a major mistake. I think the path forward was very complex. Maybe moving the king forward was the way to go. But he's basically offering his own pawn for black's pawn. And that's a huge blunder from Hikaru Nakamura. Why would you push that pawn? Now the white king is going to step forward. And that's going to be disastrous for black. Now the black king is going to get cut off on the back rank. It's going to be some checks in the near future. And Draken is totally winning now. His rook is going to step forward if the black king rook hadn't done this. And now the dilemma. Black's king's just so bad.
The drama is never ending. Andrekin is massively better. Hikaru only has 50 seconds left on his clock. Is he about to lose his lead in game week 10?
He's dead lost. Hikaru Nakamura. Rook forward would be the way. There we go. He closes the cage. Now king takes pawn is the clincher. Hikaru offers a rook trade, But that's not going to be accepted yet. And now 2 pawns up for Andrakin. He just needs to push his pawn forward in the near future. He might dodge some checks first. Andrakin pushes his king forward. The black king is cut off, though, can never move forward. It's totally over. No counterplay at all here.
Hikaru has escaped lost position a couple of times in this tournament, but this one is going to be hard to escape.
Yeah, you need a miracle. One blunder would be pushing this pawn forward because black would have been able to give check for eternity. Oh, Andrakin getting nervous, getting some time.
Okay.
Maybe he should be moving his king forward and going towards the black pawns now. But that is not easy. And there we go. He does find it. He's running with his king. Look how the black king is in the center, but actually in a really bad square. Can't go forward, can't go back. And the white rook just needs to attack the base of black's pawn chain. It's 3 versus 2 here. And he should be winning.
Yes, more than double the time of Hikaru Nakamura. Okay, he has now ticked under 1 minute.
Oh, he's getting a pawn. This is so close. This is so close between a win and a draw. You have to be so accurate where you go with the white king. You need to use the black pawn as a shield from checks from behind. He does. He's pushing his pawn. That's going to cost black his rook. And Hikaru has no way of saving it. That black rook will have to give itself up for white's pawn. Hikaru looks resigned, and he does resign.
He resigns. Hikaru Nakamura. Dmitry Andrakin takes the win in round 9, and he takes the lead in Title Tuesday, Game Week 10. Huge win against the legendary Hikaru Nakamura. All right, Denis Lazovic massively better against Magnus Carlsen.
Magnus is lost. It's another rook and pawn endgame. White has 2 extra pawns. The black king is so badly placed, cut off as well. Denis Lazovic can win this in so many different ways. He can move his king over to help support the A-pawn. He's just buying himself some time here. Magnus needs to flag. Magnus needs to be so cynical here and just play for time. 12 seconds against 13 seconds. Oh, it's a 50-50 now on the clock. Denis Lazovic totally winning on the board, though. He gives up 1 pawn. The black king's so far away. He's still totally winning Denis Lazovic. He just needs to promote his pawn, get Magnus's rook off the board, and he saves himself. Look at the clock. Suddenly, Magnus so far behind. And, okay, holding on maybe. Magnus Carlsen on the board, but not on the clock. Down to 1 second. He's running out of time. Magnus leans back, gives a shout of dismay, and loses.
Unnecessary loss, this.
Magnus Carlsen loses, not happy about that. Denis Lazovic takes the win. 7.5 points for the youngster from Belarus. Magnus Carlsen loses, and he is stuck on 7 points. That was a huge opportunity for him to catch up with the leaders in Title Tuesday. But right now we do have 2 players on 8 points. It's Jose Martinez from Mexico. It's Dmitry Andrakin from Russia. 2 players on 8 points. 2 rounds to go in Game Week 10. Hikaru, Lazovic, Vokido, 7.5 points. Magnus stuck on 7 points. Is it over for Magnus? Do you think he can still win Title Tuesday Game Week 10?
Magnus can't win Title Tuesday. He can probably come top 5, but I think that's the limit right now. Even if he wins his last 2 games, it's unlikely that one of the top 2, maybe even one of the top guys below that, will not be surpassing him. It's just unthinkable that that would happen.
And so we're jumping into round 10. It's between the 2 players on 8 points. Jose Martinez from Mexico, Dmitry Andrakin from Russia.
Okay, and it's the 2 blitz specialists. Andrakin has taken a step away from classical chess lately, hasn't played so much, isn't playing the World Cup. He's focusing more on online games. And Jose Martinez getting his pawns very far forward, but has come at the cost of trading off one of his bishops, his light squared bishop. And I haven't seen this exact opening before, but it has pretty much transposed from a Sicilian defense to what looks like a French defense now. This French structure, very, very famous. And here, Jose Martinez trading off with a knight, retreating his knight. Very strange opening by white. Losing a lot of time. He moved his bishop 3 times. He moved his knight 3 times. And his center is falling. Andrakin, this feels like a huge opportunity. Better already after just a few moves as black.
Historically, Andrakin should be a favorite in this one. He's won Title Tuesday 28 times. Jose Martinez has won it 14 times. On the Champions Chess Tour standings, Jose Martinez has 2 points. Andrakin, 12 points. That's before Game Week 10. These 2 are now fighting to win Game Week 10.
I like Hosbem's style, just chilling there. Similar to Punin.
playing from his hotel room. Jose Martinez is participating in the World Cup. He's already played a classical game of chess today. It ended in a draw, and here he is fighting to win Title Tuesday.
Wow, what a confidence boost that would be.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's going to be playing well into the night in Indian time. The players out there in Goa during the World Cup. And he's going to be back in action in, just after 12 hours? Just 12 hours after this game finishes, or this tournament finishes. Very brave from Jose Martinez to participate, but great to see his love of chess. As we see a pawn sacrifice from Dmitry Andreikin. Black having castled queenside, White's king yet to commit. He's blowing open this flank, because if everything gets traded, the black rooks, tension on the h-file, they might be infiltrating round the back here with some nasty checks against the White king. I'm not sure whether you can take this pawn. He maybe had to try taking it because he's retreated Jose Martinez, and now, on the next move, this pawn is going to step forward, and his central pawn drops. That is very bad news for White. His pride and joy, that pawn, is falling. He's going to be a pawn down, no compensation at all.
Andreikin on fire.
Oof, yeah, you don't beat Hikaru Nakamura if you're not in top form. That is a very impressive win from Andreikin. And he's doing it again, positional play. He's very good with these different pawn structures. He's very good with his strategy. Pawn up, and the knight's coming.
Yeah, and it surely helps beating Hikaru. It's a massive confidence boost going into the last couple of rounds.
Surely is. Fighting to win it. Magnus Carlsen is right now playing with the white pieces against Durabaili, and Magnus is already much better in that game. Hikaru Nakamura also with the white pieces up against Jules Moussard. Moussard slightly better with the black pieces in that one.
This one, there's no slight about it. It's a massive advantage now for Andreikin. He kicked back the white queen. He's getting ready. First he gives a check. Not the best move, apparently. He could have pushed his pawn forward. Really surprised he didn't go for that option. The problem with pushing this pawn forward now is you blunder your queen. G3 would trap your queen. I think this is the move he wanted to play. And he thought it was super strong, but G3 traps the black queen. That is crazy. Knight trade force then. And Andreikin does push forward. Now the queen isn't trapped because it has one safe square after that knight trade. But he's slightly loose with his pawns. These pawns very nice right now, but could come under fire in the near future. Jose Martinez isn't dead. He's not out of it. He's still alive in this game.
Andreikin, he is on a 5-game winning streak. And here he is fighting to win Title Tuesday for the first time in the autumn split. 2 third places so far. Today could be his first win in the autumn split. 10 points on the Champions Chess Tour standings. That would be massive for him.
That'd be huge for both of these players who would love to play in the Esports World Cup and would have a great chance if they got there at this non-increment format. In the meantime, Andreikin has blown his advantage. I'm really shocked at his play. He didn't even open up any files for his rooks. He should have been trading pawns. At least then the black rooks would have had lines to stare down. He's allowed his pawns to be blocked on light squares, meaning his bishop is going to be bad, stuck behind them. White's knight has a beautiful square, actually 2 beautiful squares to choose from, and it will not be challenged. That knight is way better than the black bishop, compensating for the pawn deficit. I'm actually going to say it's easier for White to play this position suddenly. Now, this black pawn could become a target later on as well, if Andreikin isn't careful. This is turning around. Massive.
I'm thinking, what do you do with that bishop there? It's completely locked behind your... What would be your plan to it?
Just drop it off the board. Just pretend it's a pawn and never move it again.
Yeah, but this is turned around, so...
Magnus Carlsen has won his game against Durabaili. He is now on 8 points, the same score as these two, with only 1 more round to be played. If this is a draw, then still chances for Magnus Carlsen.
Quick win for Magnus. Yeah, that was
very quick.
He got angry.
Yeah.
Angry Maggie.
Oh, yeah.
Never loses twice in a row.
Yeah. Angry Magnus is the best. That's the best player in the world.
Exactly. And the players are kind of repeating the position. Andreikin's been going back and forth with his rook, not even trying to do anything. He's maybe a bit nervous about the clock. White, meanwhile, is preparing to go back with his knight, maybe to pick up this pawn. Jose moving his king across. It feels like it might just fizzle out towards a draw now. Andreikin's got to be kicking himself. He was a clear pawn up, almost totally winning. Now he's just suffering, just moving back and forth for a draw. King's moving. And Draken does not look happy on the camera. Not much to do with Black. There are no pawn breaks, no open files. Black is the one with weaknesses. The knight and bishop, they kind of balance each other out here. And I think it's up to Jose Martinez if he wants to play for a win. Tie breaks might decide this, but there we go. He does play for a win at the cost of his own position, potentially. Better for Black now, the eval bar says, and maybe there was an opportunity for Black to just trade off, open some lines. Still rejecting that offer.
It seems like White should lock it up. Is that what I feel the bar is going back every time you don't...
Yeah. Both sides should lock it up. That's why the eval bar's going left and right.
Yeah.
White should block it, just sit, and it's a draw. Black should be taking this pawn to open up a line for his rook, but he hasn't realized that, Andrakin. Who's going to realize first? You got to take this pawn if you want to be better. If not, it's going to be level. You got to block it if you want to keep it equal.
Nobody wants to do it. It's just going back and forth.
I've never seen an eval bar like this. Left, right, left, right. The player's just not understanding the key idea, and it is difficult. And there we go. Andrakin finally realizing he needs open lines.
We have a break.
1 minute. He needed to do it. I think he was worried about getting flagged. He wants to increase the pace of the game, and suddenly much better for Black because he can team up his rooks. There we go. Infiltration in the air here. Andrakin's getting close. He's still a pawn up. I'm really shocked Jose Martinez has allowed this.
And now he started to spend time as well. He does have an advantage on the clock, but only about 30 seconds. And he is struggling on the board, Jose Martinez.
And it's like lightning striking twice. Jose Martinez has only lost one game today to Magnus, and that was after rejecting a draw. He could have repeated the position 3 times. Magnus could have done nothing about it, but he played for a win against Magnus, got punished, and oh, massive blunder.
What?
That is a trick. Bishop takes knight is wrong, because White will take this pawn, and it's a fork against the king and the bishop. Do not take this knight. Instead, taking the pawn is the winning idea. You move the king now, and the black rooks are coming in for some nasty checkmating ideas. That's a check. Or maybe he could have gone even 1 square further down. He allows the white rook to block. Important detail there. And it's still better. Andrakin, can he win though? He looks shocked on the camera. He looks so determined to make the win happen.
But only 40 seconds left on his clock, and he knows he is fighting not only for the win in this game, but for a win in Title Tuesday for 10 important points in the Champions Chess Tour. Is the situation getting to him?
It's getting close to that critical moment, that is for sure. Last move was the only move for Jose Martinez to keep the balance. He needed to stop the black pawn running through. There's a trade of rooks. Watch out if you're Andrakin though, because your king is caught in a net.
What?
He gets checked, he gets forked, he loses his rook in the corner. Game over. Andrakin doesn't even react. Wow, he's blundered his rook to a knight fork, finally.
There he reacts.
Finally the shock.
Wow.
Wow, and the white rook is just going to come back, stop the black pawns, and it's game over. Knights are such tricky pieces. Turnaround. Jose Martinez is going to be the sole leader going into the last round of the day.
Look at that. It is a win for Jose Martinez. He takes the lead with 1 round to go. Incredible stuff from the Mexican. This is Hikaru Nakamura with a red clock. It's a draw against Jules Mozard. Half a point for both of them. That takes Hikaru to 8.5 points, joining Denis Lazovic. Sorry, it takes him to 8 points. He is a half a point behind Denis Lazovic. He's 1 point behind the leader, Jose Martinez. 1 round to go, and Jose Martinez is in the lead. He's played the World Cup, a game of classical chess, earlier today, and here he is in the lead in Title Tuesday with 1 round to go. The Mexican is a favorite now to win Title Tuesday, Game Week 10. Hikaru and Magnus Carlsen both stuck on 8 points heading into that final round. What could be a possible pairing now for Jose Martinez? Has he played Denis Lazovic?
No, he has not played Denis Lazovic. He's about to play Denis Lazovic. That means that only these two can win.
Yep.
Someone is guaranteed to get at least 9.5 points. If not 10, if Jose wins. Therefore, Hikaru and Magnus cannot win the tournament.
It's over for those two. We know they only fight for wins, Hikaru and Magnus, but for these two, Denis Lazovic, he needs to win it with the white pieces against Jose Martinez, playing from his hotel bed in Goa, India, where he's also fighting in the World Cup. He's in the lead. And here we go.
Here we go. It's the Catalan opening, something Denis Lazovic has been playing since he first broke onto the scene. He's been beating all the top players in the world with this exact opening. He knows it inside out. Black wins a pawn temporarily, but the white queen will win this pawn back on the next move. And this is one of the main lines of the open Catalan with the pawn trade in the center. Black's bishop, which is normally really bad, has been able to come out, often does trade itself off in the near future before it gets hit. But this is main line stuff. This is a big opening debate, bishop and knight trade. Very positional play by Denis Lazovic, who knows he needs to win in order to leapfrog Jose Martinez, who is playing rock solid chess. Jose has played the most solid answer to the Catalan opening.
It's almost like Armageddon, but with equal clock. Lazovic has to win. Hospem wins the tournament with a draw, so...
That's true. Kind of equal clock. Now it's 30 seconds difference.
Yes, that's true, yeah.
It's literally Armageddon chess.
Oh, yeah.
End of the world for one of the two players.
Denis Lazovic, he is he's one of the younger players, 19 years old, from Belarus, 2600 and FIDE standard rating. But Denlas, his nickname on chess.com, with a rating of almost 3,300. He has he's number 3 right now on the Chess.com Blitz ranking list. Incredible online speed player. And he's also scored some Champions Chess Tour points. He has 8 points. And he can score 10 if he wins Game Week 10. That would be huge. He's won Title Tuesday 12 times in his career.
Wow, and Jose Martinez, he looked like the Iceman. He was frozen on the camera for so long, but now we see the new angle. That is a very up-close and personal view. And we're going to get up close and personal with him, probably with an interview if he does win this game, but still a long way ahead because this middle game, he's going to be a bit cramped. White with the pawn center. Black with the 2 bishops to compensate. Black's bishops looking very nice and sturdy right now. Very tense situation. Hard to know how to improve for both sides. Jose shaking his head, but he shouldn't be too dissatisfied. He's super solid, despite being slightly worse according to the eval bar. No real weaknesses for Black right now. Maybe just difficult to improve the rooks. He does shuffle it out of the corner. And Denis Lazovic, I'm expecting him at some point to start pushing his pawns forward. It feels like that's the only side he can really play on in the near future. Nope, he drops his knight back instead, trying to trade off this bishop. Very logical.
I always think it's hard to find moves with the blacks in these kinds of positions. It's white has more room, so...
This is round 11, the final round in Game Week 10. These two players are fighting to win Title Tuesday Game Week 10. Meanwhile, Magnus Carlsen is already massively better in his game against Andrejkin. Magnus playing with the black pieces. Hikaru also with the black pieces, struggling in his game against Shimanov, but still early days. Andrew Tang is playing from the Dave Cave. It's balanced in his game against Yegan Gi.
I should mention, Andrew Tang, I don't know whether he popped out of the Dave Cave for a minute or two, but he lost 2.5 minutes at the start of the game.
Ooh.
I don't know what happened there. Maybe he was busy playing Bullet. He forgot he still had one more round to go. But yeah, he's down at 2 minutes against 4.5, and they're only on move 7.
Maybe just wanted to play with a time handicap
Yeah.
since it's so quick.
Show off his incredible speed skills.
Okay, this feels like it's just very, very calm right now. All about maneuvering. The knight's going forward, they're going back. The pawns in the center. It's all about these two. If Black can challenge them, trade them off, that's great. If not, I was going to say it's Denis Lazovic who can choose whether to push them forward. He actually does. He has traded by force the light squared bishops, and he's the one dangling this over Jose's head here. Clamp down on Black, though, super passive. This Black knight really badly placed. Denis Lazovic looks really active with his knights and his queen. This looks great for White, but no breakthrough. Still no weaknesses to look at in Black's camp.
All right, this is round 11, the final round. Denis Lazovic is not going to win Title Tuesday with a draw. He needs to win this, and now he's much better.
He's much better. I'm really shocked that Jose Martinez went back with his knight. Why would you go back? I guess he was defending a pawn, but this is a really bad square for the Black knight. And now the breakthrough in the center. If the queens come off, Denis Lazovic is not better. He has no attack, and the black pawns, if anything, are the more dangerous of the two. But while the queens are still on, he can go for the black king. I'm looking at this move with the knight, maybe shuffling the white queen across, going for checkmate. He has to suddenly switch gears and go for Jose Martinez's king. Just one track mind, super direct. Is it this knight move? Is it something else? He's pinned on this diagonal, so he cannot break through in the center yet. Okay, he moves his rook forward, defending his queen. Decent move. He's now threatening to push forward or to take this pawn. This is so tense. Jose Martinez needs to defend accurately. You don't really want to take in the center because then the white knights come to life. But maybe you have to.
Can even get a knight at d5 and f5 there. That's
they're like two blades just coming at your king. You don't want to allow the white knights to come forward. Maybe it's best to move the black knight to try and bring it forward to hit the white queen. Oh, this is very difficult for Jose Martinez, who's down 1 minute. It's such an important game. Level according to the bar, but this is going to go either way. I can't see this being a draw. Either long-term black wins with this outside pass pawn, or white whips up an attack and gets black in the middle game. Slightly better now for Denis Lazovic.
All right, 2.5 minutes left. He is 1 minute up on the clock. The young grandmaster from Belarus. He needs to win this game to win Title Tuesday Game Week 10. For Jose Martinez, a draw is enough. He's playing late night in Goa, India, from his hotel room. He played a draw today in the World Cup, and he has the black pieces tomorrow against a player rated approximately as himself. It's quite brave to stay up this late playing Title Tuesday, and probably needs to do some preparations before that game tomorrow.
Yeah, chess players are night owls anyway. What better prep is there than to play against the best in the world?
True.
I guess that's the argument. And Denis Lazovic has allowed the queen trade, and I was going to say this is not good news for him, but he has won a pawn in the process. Queen's rook's now off the board. White won a pawn on this flank. Now black is going hunting for this pawn. This feels like it's so close between a win and a draw for Denis Lazovic. I don't think Jose Martinez is going to win. A pawn down, but he doesn't need to win. Prediction time. Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it done? Will Jose save the draw, win the title, or is Denis Lazovic going to strike with his extra pawn? What do we think?
I think we're going to see a time scramble, and some of them, one of them is going to flag. That's my prediction. We're going to see a flag.
Bold choice.
I hope we're going to see a flag. That's always a lot of fun. I do think it's a lot of bravery, though, from Jose Martinez. I'm so impressed that he's here fighting to win Title Tuesday on a round where Magnus is playing, Hikaru is playing, and he's already played a game of classical chess today.
Yeah, it's so difficult to just kind of understand this endgame and figure out exactly what's going on. It looks to my eyes as if white has fantastic winning chances with this g-pawn marching forward. That being said, it is well known that 2 knights versus a king is a draw. So if black can give up the knight for 1 pawn, maybe the bishop for another pawn, if it's 2 knights alone with no pawns remaining, there's no way to deliver checkmate. So maybe that's the one thing Jose Martinez is trying to do. If this pawn steps forward, he's taking it. He's just taking that pawn. He's taking the other pawn with his knight. And we would see the position fizzle out. But Denis Lazovic's trying to trade off one of the knights. And here we go. He's better suddenly. The white knight's coming forward. Is he winning? Is he able to get this pawn through past the black king somehow? Still a lot of work to be done. But he's up on time. 30 seconds for Jose Martinez. Now he's winning this pawn again. He's won a second pawn now. He's getting so close. He can defend his knights. He can bring them over. He hits the black bishop. He's saving that pawn now. Just push it. Push it. He's going to win, Denis Lazovic. He has a winning advantage and 35 seconds extra. Jose Martinez looks like he's scratching his head. He's going to be struggling to find a resource here. The g-pawn now can save itself, move forward. The black knight is so poorly placed. He gives a check instead. Can he trade off more pieces? Denis Lazovic forces off the knights. He's getting closer. There we go. He surely is winning now. He just needs to keep the black king out. The black king cannot march forward. The white pawn is going to cost the black bishop its life. We're going to see a tournament winner. It's going to be Denis Lazovic leapfrogging his opponent. He's won the black bishop. Knight and pawn versus the king. He's stepping forward. He's got so much time on the clock. He's going to win now. Guaranteed. He's making a new queen. Jose Martinez resigns. Denis Lazovic wins the tournament.
He takes it! The youngster from Belarus. He wins Title Tuesday Game Week 10. He scores 10 Champions Chess Tour points. And he wins Title Tuesday for the 13th time in his young chess career. Amazing result. He wins 3 games in a row. And he finally takes the win. Heartbreak for Jose Martinez in that final round. And this is not Shimanov. This is the final moments of round 11 between Shimanov and Hikaru Nakamura.
Oh, and it was Bishop and Knight versus King, which is famously a win, and Shimanov definitely knows how to get it done, but he ran out of time. A draw in the end.
He offers a draw, Hikaru takes it, and there we have it. Denis Lazovic is the winner of the Autumn Split Game Week 10 with 9.5 points. Magnus Carlsen takes a win in the final round against Andrejkin and goes up to 9 points, so he's only half a point behind Lazovic. And he scores the same as Jose Martinez, who ends up in third place. For Hikaru, 8.5 points. He's on the same score as three other players. Fabiano Caruana, one of them. To see Denis Lazovic win it, one of the youngsters, one of the speed demons.
Yeah, he's a strong player who's won a lot of times. So it's not exactly a surprise to see him win, but it was an exciting tournament. Yeah, definitely.
And nice to see a new name on the winners list in the Autumn Split.
Yeah, we've had a few now.
Yeah.
We've had some underdogs. We've had the likes of Bortnik win. We've had Alexei Sarana. It's not just Magnus and Hikaru and Alireza all the time. We had Hans Niemann win again tournaments. It's opening up. It feels like the field, and nice to see Denis and Jose Martinez kind of bring your words to life.
Yeah.
Players who specialize and taking advantage of the fact that others are busy at the World Cup.
Exactly. This proves you can specialize in Title Tuesday. It's about a lot of honor, a lot of glory, a lot of pride, but it's also about qualifying for the Esports World Cup, where it's also about a lot of money. $1.5 million is up for grabs in the Esports World Cup next summer. Denis Lazovic takes it today. He takes 10 points in the Champions Chess Tour. That's going to be very important for him. I also want to check out the country standings. This is Game Week 10 country standings. USA takes the win, 37.5 points. So the top 5 players from each country scores points for their nation. Poland, always up there. Always up there. They're in second place today. Iran, as is always, up there as well. Always scoring a lot of points. India, fourth place today. Many of those players busy playing in the World Cup. No Norway on the list, Asbjørn.
No Norway on the list, unfortunately. No.
No England either. Don't worry.
No England either, that's true. Yes. But on this list, we do see a Norwegian flag. Magnus Carlsen takes second place, but it is Denis Lazovic who takes it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Andrew Tang, 10th place.
Look at that!
Top 10.
Look at that! Playing from the Dave cave. He scores 1 point. He takes 10th place in Title Tuesday today. Congratulations to Andrew Tang. We hope to hear from him. We hope to hear from Magnus. We hope to hear from some players, some interviews. But before that happens, a lot of action today. Let's take a look at an action replay. One of our favorite moments from today. This one, of course, between Dmitry Andrejkin and Hikaru Nakamura. A sudden change here.
Yeah, this was a crazy game, and this is where Hikaru Nakamura's tournament chances faded away. He was in the lead, it was all going so well, he'd beaten Magnus Carlsen, but this endgame, it went from drawn to lost in just one move. Hikaru resigning in the final position, unable to stop the enemy pawn, and just that look of despondency tells the whole story. Andrejkin ruining Hikaru's tournament.
He did. Andrejkin did fight for the win until the last moments. He does end up in 8th place with 8 points. What's been the highlight for you today, Asios?
It was really nice to see Magnus play Andrew Tang at least, even though it was a short game before we saw the blunder. But it's always nice to see the Dave K versus the Magnus room here in the office.
Battle of Honor.
Yeah. Battle of Honor, yeah. So much action today. And one of the players who's definitely given us so much entertainment is Jose Martinez. He ends up in 2nd place in Game Week 10. Congratulations, Jose Martinez.
Thank you so much. Actually, in the standing, sorry, I'm in the bed. I'm in India. Now I'm playing World Cup, but I have some time to play Title Tuesday.
I mean, we're so impressed that you played World Cup Classical Chess today, and here you are fighting until the very end to win Title Tuesday.
Yeah, it's a good time to play, actually. It's only 11:30. Okay, this tournament starts at 10, so I have time. Actually, it was really funny, my game against Magnus, because I knew about my internet situation, but I still tried to flag him. But it was a really bad decision.
Well, it was very entertaining, I have to tell you. And we've been looking at your camera today, lying there super chill in your bed in your hotel room. How are you felt like today?
I love to play in bed. Like it's less stressing than just playing like sitting and all the stress and when you this is kind of posture. And yeah, I enjoy it. Hopefully, I play once good title Tuesday. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a draw in the last game. I was not on my best.
Well, naturally, after also having played classical chess today. Now, Grand Swiss happening again tomorrow. You play with the black pieces, I think, tomorrow against your opponent. Do you feel ready for that game?
Yeah. Yeah, the World Cup, this second round I drew more or less quickly. I couldn't find some advantage, some battle position to try to push. And yeah, tomorrow I'm playing black against this strong Grandmaster Belimirevic, who has a good run on 2021. He has a nice World Cup. He won 4 stages. I think for me, I'm the favorite in paper because I have more rating, but still is hard opponent. Tomorrow I will try to play my best, and if I can win, okay, it's okay. But if I draw, I will go to tiebreaks. Less time is better for me. I would love to play Blitz in World Cup.
You definitely proved that in Title Tuesday. You are at your best when time is low. Thank you for joining us. Good luck tomorrow in your second game in the World Cup. And thank you for joining us. Congratulations on your great result tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for you.
And while we've been talking to Jose Martinez, Magnus Carlsen joins us in the studio. How are you feeling, Magnus?
I feel okay.
We've been talking about roller coasters today. It's been up and down in many of your games, many of your results. Are you happy eventually with how it ends up?
No, of course not. I mean, 9 points is a decent score, and now that we had maybe not as many players as usual, then it's enough for a podium place. But it was a strange day for me. Like I did not get a lot of sleep last night, and it was he's great, but sometimes he's not that keen on sleeping. And then today was like all busy. Didn't really have time for anything. I just got here half a minute before the games were starting, and I did what dads do. I hadn't had time to eat or anything, so I got some coffee, and that helped for a little bit. But honestly, I don't drink coffee that often. Like more often now that I'm a dad, but still not that often. And I felt drunk, and I actually played as if I was drunk as well. Like there was no control, and like that's why I got like tilted as well, because I was tired and like on caffeine as well, and just it was a potent mix. So overall, did not deserve anything better than second place. So it's a decent result, but I mean my 2 losses were such giveaways that it just feels like I was gifted a tournament, and I was like, please, no, I don't want your gift. Take it back. Because sometimes tournaments start like this. Like I'm playing horribly, but winning the first few games, and then I get into it, and then it turns out well. But yeah, not today.
Well, I have to say, it's the first time I ever see you with a coffee mug in your hands. Do you even like the taste?
Yeah, I love the taste.
Oh.
I just don't want like the kind of ups and downs that caffeine gives you. And seeing as I've never ever in my life had a job, I am not the usual kind of candidate for needing that caffeine as well. So now I kind of more use it as a drug. Like on the last day of clutch chess in St. Louis, I'm like, well, I'm not going to work tomorrow, so let's have a little bit of coffee. Or as in the esports World Cup, like I need to perform today. Next game is really important. Then it can help performance short term. So that's kind of what I'm using it as.
Yeah.
But I love the taste. The taste is great.
I agree.
We were talking a lot about your opening choices because people voted for you to play H3 and then you continued with H6 and G6 and everything. So was that the plan?
Yeah, I just decided to go with the flow. I feel like my results are usually decent when I don't think about the first couple of moves, and apart from the second game in which I continued with G5, my position was eventually dreadful because I made mistakes later on. I don't think my positions from the opening were that bad. So usually, like, you talk about the memes of the openings and so on, but unless you go like 1G4, you usually don't put yourself in too big of a hole from the start. So it doesn't matter that much really. In terms of potential equity you gave away, I would say it's negligible. So for me, it honestly just helps me relax.
Some very interesting openings today, and then we were all on a high when we saw you and Hikaru facing off in, I think it was round 8, maybe. Maybe on a caffeine high going into that game. What happened?
I mean, it was maybe the worst. It's the worst blunder I've made in a while. Like, to me, this is worse than missing a mate in 1, because you just give away your entire position. Like, mate in 1s, it's usually or simple mates, it's usually some kind of slightly unusual theme or so on. Here he has just centralized his rook. I have a weak square on D2, or not a weak square, but a weak pawn. Alarm bells should be going off. Actually, alarm bells should have been going off before playing H4 on the previous move, knowing that he wants to put his rook over there. So how can I plan to combat this plan? To combat this plan of his? And this is the thing that normally should take me, like, not even seconds to figure out, because this is second nature. And I don't remember, like, I was yapping, I was not focused and so on. And then all of a sudden I've completely given the game away. Now, would I have won the game otherwise? Who knows? My position was not really objectively better, but there was absolutely no reason to lose it. And I got a bit of a gift from Jose in the previous game, taking me to 6 out of 6, and I was just to kind of get that gift and just immediately throw it away. That's why I was saying, like, no, I don't want to win the tournament. It's just upsetting, and doing it against Hikaru doesn't make it better.
Of course not. Now, in another game, you played Andrew Tang, who was streaming from the Dave Cave. Now, he made a blunder quite early in that game, but it was fun for us to watch you two up against each other. We've been talking so much about speed today. He's incredible when it comes to speed. We did a little test with him before the show today. I was wondering if I could just get that video up. What's your reaction to this, Magnus?
Well, there's a reason why. Very nice picture in the background, by the way. There's a reason why he's the best in the world at 30 seconds chess or less. Maybe LRS is better at 30 seconds. I'm not sure, but he combines that speed with incredibly quick thinking. So that's very, very impressive. What happened in our game was a bit unfortunate for him, of course. So you give gifts and you sometimes receive them as well, and that was unfortunate for him in the sense that sort of stopped a very good streak for him.
Yeah. Definitely. It was fun to have him here. Incredible speed from him. Finally, Magnus, the chat is wondering about your... you played a classical game of chess this weekend in the Norwegian league. What was it like playing classical chess for the first time in quite a long time?
It was a bit of a mixed bag. I generally enjoyed the game, but because the game itself was a lot of fun. But I did not really enjoy that much going from landing at 10 o'clock in the morning from St. Louis and then going to play a game in the evening, which honestly, that was not the plan at all. But we needed players for the team. And so I stepped in and, delivered a point for the team. But it's, I probably would have enjoyed the game a lot more otherwise, but in general, it's fun to play, so I don't mind.
Fantastic to hear. It was impressive. Straight from the US, long flights and into playing the Norwegian League.
Yeah,
and it was a fun game. So.
Yeah, it was a fun game. And then I was surprised to see that I was playing Elsnes, who's a very good player, international master, but the team who were playing Asker, they have a few GMs on the list, so I was thinking, oh, okay, at least I am playing somebody who I should beat with little sleep. No, some offense maybe. Wasn't meant that way. But it turned out fine, and our team won all 3 matches for the first weekend, which I'm very happy with.
Yeah.
And proud of the boys and girls on our team.
Fantastic. Magnus, always enjoyable to watch you play Title Tuesday. Always enjoyable to chat to you in the studio. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations with second place in Game Week 10. We're going to make a switch in
Don't
the studio.
Don't congratulate me with second place.
I know.
Sure.
I should know better. I should know better.
No, I appreciate it.
We're going to make a switch in the studio. Stay tuned for a chat with Andrew Tang.
Here we go.
The speediest player in online chess is here. He's been playing from the Dave Cave today, and he ends up in 10th place in Title Tuesday Game Week 10. I was not allowed to congratulate Magnus Carlsen with second place. Can I congratulate you, Andrew?
I'll take 10th. Sorry.
Take this.
I'll take 10th. I'm happy.
What was today like? I mean, we have to, of course, mention you arrived Norway yesterday. Yeah. There's some jet lag involved, but you played some very entertaining and cool chess today. What's it been like?
Thank you. Yeah, I was a little jet lagged. Slept probably like 5 hours, but a couple of Red Bulls did the trick.
Yeah.
So I think I was okay. I think overall I played pretty decently, but there were some brain farts, some big ones, especially against Magnus. So could have been a little more consistent, but not upset with the result.
What happened in that game against Magnus? Of course, we get super excited when we see there is a matchup between Magnus and yourself, the 2 players playing here from the Take offices. We get excited, and then it's not too far into the game where this blunder happens.
Yeah, maybe I was too excited. I just completely forgot my C3 pawn was hanging. I guess normally I don't have B3 in this kind of position, so it just complete brain fart. And then, it's just a little bit in disbelief, but it's just completely lost after that. I tried, but...
I guess it happens against the best player in the world. What's been the highlight for you today, though?
Yeah, I think... Well, I would have said playing Magnus, but the game was a little too depressing, so... I think it's just a lot of fun to play from the office. It's very nice, and get to see Magnus playing as well. It's very cool.
Fantastic to hear. And I mean, we've been enjoying also the mouse cam on you today. The mouse speed is just incredible. I can't even believe it. Now, to everyone watching and to anyone young who maybe one, want to get good at chess, but 2, maybe want to specialize in online chess as well. What is the trick to be that fast on the mouse, to have that intuition, and to sort of make them fit together?
Yeah, I think It's just, for me, I've been playing Bullet since I was like 8 years old. So I think getting that experience from a young age has really, gotten me far in Bullet. But I think people's coaches are not going to be happy if they start playing that much Bullet when they're 8. So there's a drawback, I guess.
Is that an issue, actually, David? Will sort of the older generation, which is often the coaches of the youngsters, keep them away from online and Bullet and speed chess?
I've told some of my students not to touch Bullet, so I shouldn't comment. But do you feel, Andrew, that it helps you in life as well? That you see things quicker? That you that kind of things flow over from chess? Or?
I do think, I tend to process things pretty quickly. So, I work in trading, and it's pretty important to be able to make split-second decisions. So, I think it's good that I practice it a lot of the time in chess too, for sure.
Definitely. I mean, I'm so impressed that you actually chess is basically your hobby because you work full time as a trader.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's always been a big part of my life, of course, but yeah, I guess you could call it a side hustle.
Mm-hmm. And still, here you are fighting with the best players in the world. You scored 1 Champions Chess Tour points today. I think you're now on 6 points.
Yeah.
You definitely have a chance to qualify for the Esports World Cup. Is that something you're thinking about? Is that part of your ambitions?
Yeah, of course, I'd love to qualify. It's not going to be easy. I guess I probably need at least one more big result. So I'm just going to try every week and see.
Fantastic.
But it's definitely a goal.
And how about Rapid and World Championships? Is that something you plan on playing as well?
I'm not sure about this year. I think for North American players, it can just be kind of a lot of travel over the holidays. It's my favorite event of the year, but definitely want to spend some more time with my family too. So we'll see. I haven't fully decided this year, but if not this year, probably I'll play next year at least.
Okay.
Maybe every other year or something.
Fantastic. Now, we've enjoyed so much having you here in the Dave Cave today, watching you stream, watching you play. We enjoy watching you play every single week, and we've been noticing on camera at home, you always have this huge pack of toilet paper in the background. Andrew, what is up with that?
I just... sometimes I'm a little bit disorganized and I forgot to put that away. That's all.
I mean, we see players laying in beds, hotel beds, chilling out. Toilet paper is not the worst we see.
Glad to hear.
Andrew, what's your plans going forwards now, near future?
Yeah, I don't know. Just I have to keep working, but I'll try to play as much chess as possible. Just play Title Tuesday every week and see what else pops up.
Fantastic. Of course, going back to the US where you live, we know it's special, maybe difficult times for American chess after the passing of Daniel Naroditsky. What was your relationship to him, and what's it been like after his passing?
Yeah, obviously it's a huge tragedy. Still very hard to believe that it happened. Danya and I played so many games online. I think I checked and it's probably 7,000 plus. So yeah, there's no one I've played nearly as many games with in the world. So obviously it's tough. He was obviously great person, super kind, genuine. One of the few people I trusted to talk about all sorts of sensitive topics in online chess and whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just feels weird playing these tournaments and not seeing him. So yeah, it's weird. Still, he's still on the Champions Chess Tour leaderboard. We still see his name everywhere. Such a relevant name still in online chess. But honoring him by playing fantastic online chess must be a good feeling. Yeah, I mean, definitely want to carry on the online speed chess player legacy. Fantastic. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for coming to Oslo, for playing fantastic chess from the Dave Cave. Congratulations with your 10th place. Thank you. And thank you for joining us in the studio. Before we say bye to all of you, we have to take a look at the Champions Chess Tour leaderboard. So the Penguin, Andrew Tang, now has 6 points on that leaderboard. He is right outside this top 10 list. It is
the top 7 players who qualify for the Esports World Cup at the end of the season. That's going to be spring next year, because Magnus Carlsen is directly qualified. He's the reigning EVC champion. But look at that, Hikaru Nakamura now on 29 points. Magnus Carlsen, he has a clear lead, 44 points after 10 game weeks. We still have 3 game weeks to go in the autumn split before we also announce the winner of the first out of 3 splits. What a fun day it's been in Title Tuesdays. We've seen many red clocks, and more red clocks will be coming up in a week when we enter Game Week 11. So thank you to Andrew for being here. Thank you to Asios for joining the studio. It's been fantastic to have
it was real good fun, yeah.
And now you need to get to work. You're making an app.
Yeah, that's true.
Take app. We've been taking way too much of your time. David, as always, fantastic to have you here. Thanks. We will be back in a week for Game Week 11. In the meantime, keep playing chess, have fun with it, and we'll see you for Title Tuesday, Game Week 11. Round 3. Oh, and did we see a blunder by Mitraba?
He did. I think he simply forgot that this move came with check, and look at the pain on his face, Mitraba. He gives a check. He has to keep checking. His time runs out. No, he's still going. Jose Martinez, and Magnus does win on time.
Oh boy. Connection gambit, time gambit, everything all at once. But we win.
What?
Is massively better.
What's happened here? Magnus Carlsen has blundered. Hikaru is narrowing his eyes. He might have seen it. Knight takes pawn. Rook takes pawn.
What a way to just ruin the game in one move.
And Hikaru takes the win.
Here we go.